Oi, move, go. This is Anything Goes Wednesday. I know a Ganguli representing, aka the Spain Town Veta. Satol. Sata. Anything Goes Wednesday. Oi.
Anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes. Oi. On a Wednesday, them better know. Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we allowed up the hens there. Hottest show up on a Wednesday. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay. Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we allowed up the hens there. Spread the words to your friends there. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay. Wednesday, them better know. Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we allowed up the hens there. Hottest show up on a Wednesday. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay. Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we allowed up the hens there. Spread the words to your friends there. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay.
Anything goes the new cyber. Hottest show up on a Wednesday. You can avoid a merciless sound string up. No little thunder. 7 to 10 p.m. turn on the lighter. Anything goes Wednesday, take over. Them govern the net plus the road, yeah. The entire world, them take over. Half the fans them on social media, leader.
Anything goes on a Wednesday. We allowed up the hens there.
AKA the Spain Town Veta. Satol. Sata. Anything goes Wednesday. Oi.
Anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes. On a Wednesday, them better know. Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we allowed up the hens there. Hottest show up on a Wednesday. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay. Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we allowed up the hens there. Spread the words to your friends there. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay.
Anything goes the new cyber. Hottest show up on a Wednesday. You can avoid a merciless sound string up. No little thunder. 7 to 10 p.m. turn on the lighter. Anything goes Wednesday, take over. Them govern the net plus the road, yeah. The entire world, them take over. Half the fans them on social media, leader.
Anything goes on a Wednesday. We allowed up the hens there. Pass on the message to your friends there. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay. Anything goes on a Wednesday. We allowed up the hens there. Pass on the message to your friends there. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we.
We are on the place, them have a problem with it. The artists when they show them walk and said it. The show you can't done is not a rotted credit. We they have to stay, so just walk and spread it. The show you so friendly. Anything goes, make you dance so healthy. So try not get envy, cause if we want, we can transform and get deadly.
Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we allowed up the hens there. But the cyber show up on a Wednesday. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay. Anything goes on a Wednesday.
AKA the Spain Town Veta. Satol. Sata. Anything goes Wednesday. Oi.
Anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes. On a Wednesday, them better know. Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we allowed up the hens there. Hottest show up on a Wednesday. I saw we stay, I saw we stay. I saw we stay, I saw we stay. Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we allowed up the hens there. Spread the words to your friends there. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay.
Anything goes the new cyber. Hottest show up on a Wednesday. You can avoid a merciless sound string up. No little thunder. 7 to 10 p.m. turn on the lighter. Anything goes Wednesday, take over. Them govern the net plus the road, yeah. The entire world, them take over. Half the fans them on social media, leader.
Anything goes on a Wednesday. We allowed up the hens there. Pass on the message to your friends there. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay. Anything goes on a Wednesday. We allowed up the hens there. Pass on the message to your friends there. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we.
We are on the place, them have a problem with it. The artists when they show them walk and said it. The show you can't done is not a rotted credit. We they have to stay, so just walk and spread it. The show you so friendly. Anything goes, make you dance so healthy. So try not get envy, cause if we want, we can transform and get deadly.
Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we all load up the ends there. But the cyber show up on a Wednesday. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay. Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we all load up the ends there. Spread the words to your friends there. I saw we. Anything goes, anything goes. Anything goes, anything goes. Anything goes, anything goes. On a Wednesday. We stay, I saw we stay. Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we all load up the ends there. Spread the words to your friends there. I saw we. Anything goes, anything goes. Anything goes, anything goes. Anything goes, anything goes. On a Wednesday.
Anything goes again. I sound like a daddy now. Hear me in a little thunder. Jamaica, Canada. It's like anything goes. Turn up the sound, them string up the warrior look grimy. And we don't place. Give a fuck, who don't like me. Anything goes, turn up the sound, them string up the wire, look grimy. And we don't play snuff, so we don't give a fuck, who don't like me. Hear me now, enough sounds like them bad dog, but the pussy them not have no throne. That's why enough of them can bust. You know see the pussy them a iron balloon. Band the life them a tight be a fuckery. I can't step to the plate now, trust me. Anything goes Wednesday, I lock down the life. If a boy but tell him to touch me, that's why. Anything goes, turn up the sound, them string up the warrior look grimy. And we don't play now, so we don't give a fuck, who don't like we. Anything goes again. I sound like a daddy now.
Anything goes, anything.
Oi, move, where? This is Anything Goes Wednesday. I know a Gangula representing, aka the Spain Town veteran. Satol. Sata. Anything Goes Wednesday. Oi.
Anything goes, anything goes. Anything goes, anything goes. Anything goes, anything goes. On a Wednesday. Them better know. Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we allowed up the hands there. Hottest show up on a Wednesday. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay. Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we allowed up the hands there. Spread the words to your friends there. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay.
Anything goes, the new cyber. Hottest show up on a Wednesday. You can avoid them.
Yeah, check, lad. No, too long. Yeah, check. Alright. Well, I mean, I know what going a while ago, like the internet just chip. You know, more time like how some people it chip. Hey, big up to all our people, the man thing we check in. Right now, you don't know it's all about the thing called Anything Goes. It's all about every Wednesday, 7 to 10. Right here. You don't know, say tonight. You don't know, say thing now go normal in the people car. We have some stars tonight. So, you don't know, say a lot of soul man and thing interested in the reasoning tonight. Cause you don't know, so we're gonna have Chin live up in the building tonight. Saying, and you don't know, say Abby. And you don't know, say we have Jah Mikey 1. I don't know, say look at Thunder Sound in the building, Night Talk Sound in the building, Singing P in the building, John of Frost in the building, yours truly, Dan Ignorance in the building. Big up Lock and Keys Entertainment. People, you don't know the chop, you know. Tonight, the thing now gonna normal and it early out and thing. So, everybody know, you know the thing, you know. Just go and share the live. And you know, we're gonna play some song and then you don't know, so we're gonna reason with the big man. And then, you know, we'll move on. All right? And song gonna play at any sound like we always say, you know. who want check in and thing, I don't know, say tonight is a good night when you can check in, because I don't know the thing said, right? But we're there. So, any song we want to deal with anything goes, don't know, so you can link up. You understand? And, Lock and Keys Entertainment on the DM. You don't know the thing, go look at on that sound, right? And we'll make it happen, you understand? Because it's just a vibe, people. And that's the thing there, you see me? Big up Dub for Dub. UK, we check in, saying, Ganguly and the check in, big up yourself. Saying, big up to all our artists, the man thing, we check in regular. Jinx in the building, big up. Saying, people you don't know, this Saturday, I gonna be a mad war. And when I said the warrior, and I go, no, man, the warrior got bad. Saying, so you don't know Twin Tower versus Ruthless Savage and whoever win. You don't know them advance to the finals. Boy, may I tell you, mad thing, people. This Saturday, welcome to Sound Clash. Yeah, man, semifinals. You don't know, say, last week, Gangsta Shot move on. So, whoever win this Saturday, and that's the finals there, right? Yeah, man. Big up Mikey, Jah Mikey one. And thing, you see me, cause tonight you don't know, say, different type of juggling and different levels to the thing. Same big up to all the people that were checking from California. Big up the people that were checking from Toronto. Big up all the bad song, King Vowa, big up on yourself. Sip on the check-in, you see me. Yeah, man, I tell them, I like how the thing look, people. Go and share the life from early, car. You don't know the thing going on. What there, anything goes. Every Wednesday upon a Wednesday, that we say. We go play the Ganguly like the bad artist on the check-in. Cheer one day and chat. Yeah, man, the whole of the UK. Big up, big up.
Ganguly representing,
aka Alright, what was that?
Satol. Sata.
John Frost check in yet. Where's Virginia there?
Anything goes, anything goes.
DJ Shotman.
Anything goes.
I mean,
anything goes, anything goes.
Boy, on a Wednesday. Let me tell you.
Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we allowed up the Wednesday. How they show up on a Wednesday. I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay, I saw we stay. Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we allowed up the Wednesday.
Yeah, man, go and share the live, man. Share the live. Yeah, man, they think I'm going to burn up tonight.
Anything goes, the new cyber. I say show up on a Wednesday. You can avoid a merciless sound string up. No little thunder. 7 to 10 p.m. turn on the lighter.
Anything goes again.
Yeah, but we're taking juggling from here, so you know what I'm talking about. All right, everybody know. Tonight's on fire, Moonlight Zone. Yeah, man, every Wednesday we're there. No.
It's like anything goes, turn up the sound, them string up the warrior look grimy. And we don't place now, so we don't give a fuck. And who don't like we? Anything goes, turn up the sound, them string up the warrior look grimy. And we don't play stuff, so we don't give a fuck. And who don't like we? Hear me now. I know some say them bad dog, but they pussy them not have no drone.
Where's the sky's the limit? Yeah, man, bless up, General. I hear me.
And the life, them a type be a fuckery. I can't step to the plate now, trust me. Anything goes Wednesday, I lock down the life. If a boy,
where's the Quicksilver?
that's why anything goes turn up the sound them.
Because the bad sound that we're checking, you know. Black President.
Now, so we don't give a fuck. And who don't like we? Anything goes turn up the sound them. String up the warrior look grimy.
I don't say one thing, you know. Big up Marcus Sky. Big up to all our real platform them out there. We're going to spread the glory. Because right now, you know, people don't see it for themselves, you know. We're locked down for 1 year now straight and can't party. Well, look at sunshine and rolling now and the weather start get better. So we don't know how the summertime look. And we don't see nothing positive for going right now. So we have to just wait and see. But for right now, I also the vibe there. You understand the platform them we are going to deal with it every week. You understand people, I'm rate the people that will support the thing them every week, you know, car. Yeah, some people were every week them there. You understand? So big up on yourself. And that may I tell you now. Yeah, man, right about now, people, they don't know, say, like how we did on it early up and thing, and, you know, another, 15 minutes worth of juggling, and then, the show gets underway. You understand? So now just stay tuned and go and share the life and thing, man. And this right there, anything goes, that we said, oh.
Hey. Them for no say little thunder, Dan ignorant, Scrooge, Starkey, Stamina Key, Father Edgeston. Them for know, sir, I ARP, you know. It's me. I represent. Yo. Jump on what you gonna do when little thunder come for you. This is a wrinkle and a screw. Scrooge and knock out 32. Stark you kill no come for fight. Cause soon as it is without your light. Do it for purpose and for spite. Yo, you're not sister and punk the bride. Put on your tutu because it's empty. You should have known that before. Now your skull I go bore. Ignorance I go bury you for you go find your mission. Make sure you bring ammunition. Have them begging and wishing to get out that situation.
Remember them bad Mitchell.
Done them fun. Jump on it under the radio.
Miss Primi, rich badness. Where's the rich boss? Oh gosh.
Have them begging and wishing to get out the situation. But they will let them run. Done them fun. Hey, them for no say lick it on that. That ignorant Scrooge is Starkey.
We ain't no rush. The show just start.
It's me. I represent.
I mean, turn on some fire. What you mean?
Jump on what you gonna do when little thunder come for you. This is a wrinkle and a screw. Scrooge and knock out 32. Stark you kill no come for fight. Cause soon as it is without your light. Do it for purpose and for spite. Yo, you're not sister and punk the bride. Put on your tutu
because it's empty.
You should have known that before. Now your skull I go bore. Ignorance I go bury you for you go find your mission. Make sure you bring ammunition. Have them begging and wishing to get out the situation. Watch they will let them run. Stamina done them fun. Jump on it under the radio. Everybody in a block in a congregation. Before you go on your mission, make sure you bring ammunition. Have them begging and wishing to get out the situation. Watch they will.
Oh, that talk Snow White.
Done them fun. Jump on it under the radio. Everybody in a block in a congregation.
All right, watch it now. Clowns, 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 clowns,
clowns, clowns. Little thunder we kill you, bumper cloud. Little thunder we kill you, bumper cloud. Are we more? 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 Are we more?
Mitch again.
Are we more? Are we more?
One thing we like with the platform, yeah. Enough ladies follow it. So come on, pick up the ladies, them, you know.
Are we more? 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 Are we more?
Which song I play?
We are dynamite. We are dynamite. I'm gonna kill you, Bumba. You oh, thunder, my sweet little thunder son.
Oh, go on, Tashi.
Oh, yeah. Feel the thunder, mighty thunder, deep within my soul. I know the little thunder, oh, sweet little thunder, taking full control. Thunder got me from evil sound boys and roam upon this land.
Yeah, man, sing a DNT. Walk on, pick up yourself. I mean, Terry Lennon.
Little thunder, you saved me from all those evil sounds. I know you strengthened me so I can sing my song. Roll like thunder.
Yeah, man, Mr. No rush, no fuss, you know. I mean, Wagwan Metro, everything good? Turn it up.
Feel the thunder, mighty thunder.
Share the live.
Deep within my soul.
Jump Records.
I know the little thunder, oh, sweet little thunder, taking full control. Thunder got me from.
Yeah, man, remember, I said this is the unruly show, you know. Anything goes.
Oh, thunder, my sweet thunder.
Analog sound.
My command, yeah, little thunder, you.
You're rookie, Desert Storm. Yeah, man, pick up yourself. What do you mean?
I know you strengthened me so I can sing my song. Little thunder, you saved me from all those evil sounds. I know you strengthen me so I can sing my song. So many times I'm down and out, got nowhere to turn. It's the love from you done that keep me standing firm. Because you taught me how to live in love and never do no wrong, yeah. So keep the faith and do believe that little thunder is your song. Thunder, you saved me from all those evil sounds. I know you strengthen me so I can sing my song, yeah. Take the thunder, rule of thunder. You big and you broad. Love among child people. Don't I take it higher level, and chop with some sound ball. How easily could be?
Oh, the Magwan likes the song them that day, man. Arm to them. When some boy feel like.
Na 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 na.
Hey, arm to them.
Take the thunder. Rule them thunder.
From where they look at them one, draw we out. Bomb buckle out to them.
Thunder take it higher level, and chop with some sound. But thunder you take it on higher level, and chop with some sound.
Yo, look out for Terry Lydon and I will be live. John of France. Facebook page this Sunday. Yo, Terry, DJ for them again.
Rumor them a spread, say that thunder dead. Fans alarm tonight, so why you are go dead? Sleep you are sleep, dream you are dream. I man know that the thunder for real life, so make them go and laugh and make them go and talk. Just a little while and them soon get cut off. Higher level, thunder champions and sound ball. Tonight is your judgment night. Some boy thunder playing on the front line. Whoa.
Yeah, man, get a fabulous sound.
And the Lord asked me.
Yo, pick up the whole of Canada, we're checking, you know. Pick up the whole of country, all. Real DJ Dutch, Wagwan me out, everything good.
Little thunder is okay. Little thunder is alright. If I wake up in World War III, yeah.
You know, I said earlier, I'm taking a go and kick it off, you know.
It is destruction and power.
Boy, some song gonna go play in here tonight, we not lying.
And I feel
Jah Mikey, one, big up yourself. Ladies, it's okay. Like God.
Thunder play the big tune.
Tonight.
Thunder sound is okay. Little thunder is alright.
You listen now. What were you saying if I told you?
Right to the one.
Little thunder
Look at this.
always wanted
Orange Fleming.
to kill you.
Boy.
I know there's one thing
I would have fire team. Big up yourself, my general.
Sound boy, nothing won't change.
Well, we will play it like this. Look at thunder
will kill your sound. Thunder will murder your jump on, yeah. And I know once you play with we don't have to be one or the other. Sound boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
What an artist, bud.
Little thunder, read your mind. Thunder, know your story.
All right, ladies.
See what you're going through.
Why may I tell you? There were angels there tonight, you know. One thing do the ladies, them know a song.
The plates will come to you, yeah.
Some boy, so. Wait, sir. Yo, princess. Princess B.
When you want it, there's no easy way out.
Pull up. Chop. Hey.
Yeah.
Share the live.
Yeah.
Share the live.
read your mind. Thunder know your story.
Yeah, man, anything goes.
Thunder see what you're going.
Yeah, man, the unruly rest them, you know. And tonight, you know, so we're balling brother there tonight, so you know your thing, all right?
The plates will come to you.
Unruliness.
So boy, surrender.
Wagwan DJ Sniper. Wagwan Michi.
In this thing called clash. When you want it most, there's no
Feel like I'm gonna play one more Terry Linen, you know.
Little on the sun and some sun, boy, I drop out. Don't give up on yourself. Love goes to those who believe it. And that's the way it is. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. When you question me for a simple answer,
DJ Franchise.
No, but it's plain to see. Little thunder kill them forever. The plates will come to you, yeah. Son, boy, surrender. You can't win in this thing called class. Little thunder coming at you. Twice the speed of lightning, with lots of dust to throw down. What you gonna do? Take a thunder coming at you.
Yeah, man, look over Terry Linen, you know, live this Sunday. John Frost Facebook page, 2:30. Yeah, man, think hot topic, matting.
And what you gonna do? Little thunder coming at you.
Hot topic, Facebook page. Watch it.
What you gonna do?
Whoa.
Thunder coming at you.
Hey.
Make sure you no mix up in the funky to thunder for one, thunder for all. Rise thunder sound, me say Babylon fall. Broke down them bridges.
Mr. Millie, I'm gonna play one more Terry Linen.
No sound them can't.
But I couldn't play a Terry Linen segment and I play the next song. Yeah, you mad?
Thunder the star up in the sky. Thunder sun around the dance. Hey, you made it. Oh,
look at thunder the greatest. Turn it up.
and a little bit of hope.
Unstoppable youth.
Sun against the rope.
Watch the live now. Tell us on fire, people. Share the live. Yeah, man, share them here. You know.
Thunder the mountain. Thunder the country. Oh, thunder the swift wind. Sweeping the country.
Right now, me have no worries.
Thunder a river. Down in the valley. Oh, thunder the vision.
Ready if you kick out Teddy Guy Tate. Anytime, one to them. Tell them little D.
Cause we no see no jump and sound that we fear.
A little thunder is a little thunder.
One to them, man.
Little baby brother.
Sure.
Sound of the day.
Look at the Terry Linen.
Thunder the star up in the sky. Thunder sun around the dance. Hey, you made it. Oh, little thunder the greatest. And a little bit of hope. When some sun against the ropes, they can feel it. Oh, thunder sound the greatest. Thunder the mountain. Thunder the country. Oh, thunder the swift wind. Sweeping the country. Thunder a river. Down in the valley. Oh, thunder the vision. I can see clearly.
Yeah, man, bad combination, you know. Look at the, make them know.
Cause we no see no jump and sound that we fear. No, no. And we no see no jump and sound that we fear. Thunder come to kill you. Tonight some boy we gonna slaughter you. We no see no jump and sound that
All of
we
the Son of family.
fear.
The blessings keep the Son of sound alive. Listen.
I say it's just the blessings around me. It's all about the blessings
surround me.
The mighty Father God.
Yo, Maga K.
Truly, no matter how they sound, them won't fight we. Look out on the blessings around them. The abundance of mercy daily.
You want some Montreal talent, you know?
No easy. From 1992 till eternity. Every morning me pray.
Long time we bless.
It's right. Day in and day out, me have to put
clean out out them.
all the way me can see.
You wanna show we stay where Rasta. Clean out.
And the sadness from man.
Baby bad sound, turbulence.
Alright, and them happy stay strong.
Chabby, miss it.
Stay safe and go and hold a lockdown.
Whoa.
Every other day is a different countdown. But little down that sound, go and hold down the ground. It's all about the blessings around me. All about the blessings on me.
King Ashanti.
Father guide me. True.
Wagwan DJ money, I.
Eden surround
Pull up
me.
the saga.
Love Father Extant, Scrooge, Jano. Dan Generals, Little Bishops.
Because the people right now we know so they feel good in themselves.
Listen,
because the people that we know them firm.
Blessings around me is all about the blessings on me.
Let us have a bless.
Father guide me.
Let us have a bless. On to them. On to them, John Frost.
Look at all the blessings around them.
Wicked, the woman get wicked.
Daily. Me have to stay strong though. Not easy. From 1992.
Yeah man, Maga K, tell her the fire you.
Morning me pray.
Holy out.
Is right.
Cheer the light.
And they up me have to put up a fight.
Tell them
All
about
when
it.
they can't see and not a hope is inside. The darkness and the sadness.
Everybody play them sound different.
On the right and them happy stay strong.
But I also selector we try for a selector, but at the end of the day, I be sticking in him own lane.
Don't but little on that sound go and hold down the ground.
One thing with that so that no guy can tell we overplay for his soul.
The blessings on me, the mighty Father guide me, truly. No matter how the heathen surround me, I say it's just the blessings around me. The abundance of mercy.
I mean, macho.
Me have to stay strong though, no easy. Bumbo clot where the ass clot this. So now go dead like a Ross clot.
I mean, vice of the one.
Them from Ross clots.
Rain overall.
Buff like a Ross clot.
Well, I turn on the fire.
Stripe and now with them
war.
Hey. We crush them head like a rock.
Where's a brilliant kid?
Boy must be junk, them a come from back.
King Julius.
Get gunshot, we no get boys can.
Watch out.
That's why they war over from with a
watch them.
one boy dead, we not show no remorse.
Bumbo
We not
clad.
let
Pull up that song here, play it again, you. Rain overall. I want to some of them boy.
But about this, Little Thunder.
Alright, where's the father chin ready?
John Frost. Big
sure. They're ready for this. Turn up the live in a button. And the general, I want to them. Eh?
Yeah, me answer
sure.
Jamaica.
Watch it now.
US affair.
What are they?
Yeah, man. Yeah, me no Little Thunder.
DJ Chico.
Bumbo clot where the Ross clot this.
You ready?
So now go dead like a Ross clot fish. Beaten feed them from Ross clot Swiss son boy get.
Where's the Turbo Crown?
Bitch.
Yeah man, Turbo Crown sound check in. Yeah man, big up yourself. Mad thing. I tell the handsome that. Sure.
Boy must be drunk.
Big up yourself.
From bar. Them we get gunshot. We no get boys.
Tell them again.
That's why they war over from we.
I gotta play one more.
Boy dead we not.
Then we let him father chin. Which one if you play?
Hey. Fans want go. We kill them in a man.
Watch that.
That's why they war over from we talk. Little Thunder now go show no remorse. We no left evidence body bun with gas. If them
like how we still let him father chin. When they play the foundation, they're artists, you know. I mean.
The pussy dead by 1 o'clock.
Like how we're gonna let him father chin people. Right now. Who this? Bring it. Question. In a them time, that's 2021.
You want to pay them out. We stop a little thunder. Wanna hear me?
Where's the second pay ready?
That's why we ball out. You want to pay them out. We stop a little thunder.
I mean, that me say.
We stop the thunder. Hear me good.
Magnum Force.
Some idiot song I wrote and said them come to block them. Biggie Bang.
You know it's every Thursday I hear thing, right?
I tell you who the man to turn back on the international.
Watch it. Till them again. What's up with the Saturday on the fire, you know?
I could never live under the sound owned by the Rasta man.
I mean, I may say ease up.
Rasta moving to the Obia man.
Sure.
The money people talk about.
Junior, you will play them song every day. Take them out there. So I may say.
So Rasta moving to the Obia man. And take your money, fix your box by turntable and big piece of
Pull up that song, yeah. Whatever I gonna do, Squidly. They will Climax family, big up on themselves. They don't know bad sound people. Don't know. I can't wait for today them on the battlefield. Because I know something I will get cloudy. You know the thing. So here we go on John Frost. What is the singing P? Ready? Alright, so Father Chin is ready. So people, I don't know the trap, you know. You know, we say time is time. And the big man is ready. And singing P is ready. So right now we're going in transition. Right now, so people, everybody share the live. Don't forget also this Saturday, saying 8 p.m. sharp. Welcome to Sound Clash, people. Welcome to Sound Clash. All right. So here we are gonna do right now. I think we should deal with some odds and things still, but here we are. Yeah, we're gonna deal with some odds and things, John Frost. I think it's a good time. And thing people. So this Saturday, welcome to Sound Clash, 8 p.m. sharp. See, welcome to Sound Clash. Ruthless Savage versus Twin Tower. Whoever win this year one, they don't know say them are advance. Cause Gangster Shock advance from last week. So they don't know so the finals will be next week. All right, so people. All right, make sure so to tune in. Mad thing, welcome to Sound Clash. Fire! Yeah, man. Don't forget that Terry Linen will be live on John Frost Facebook page and 2:30 this Sunday. Terry Linen will be live, so tune in. Catch a bad reasoning hot topic show. You don't know, say be a hot artist and be a topic upon the show there, you know. So you just tune in Sunday. You understand? And then we're there Saturday again. And big up to all our platform, them we are going to do them thing, you understand? And that me I tell you now. The rest are going big up. Same big up the ladies. You understand? Lady Candy, big up Shane. Lady Carleen, Lady Tennille. Big up the ladies, them. Lady Dawn. Shane, you don't know the trap. Big up the ladies, them. And that me I tell you now. So right now, people, what do you say? Are you ready up? You can play one song, then you know, second play. Answer, we're goody up, ready up.
Every selector go play the one.
Move, work. This is Anything Goes Wednesday. I know a Gangula representing, aka the Spain Town Veta. Satol. Sata. Anything Goes Wednesday. Oi.
Anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes. Oi. Pana Wednesday. Them better know. Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we allowed up the hens there. Hottest show up on a Wednesday. I saw we stay. Anything goes on a Wednesday. How we allowed up the hens there. Spread the words to your friends there. I saw we stay.
Sound System culture fans, get ready! When Team Torment presents Unlock the Box! Unlock the Box! Coalition Sound 24th Anniversary Celebration! Saturday, June 5th at 6 p.m. on Team Torment Facebook page. It's Coalition Sound's 24th Anniversary Celebration! Unlock the Box!
When gunshot bounce and ricochet off a wall.
Saturday, June 5th at 6 p.m. on Team Torment Facebook page.
Wait, hold on.
Follow on Instagram at Coalition Sound System or log on to Facebook.com Team Torment FB.
Not play no. Come again.
Flatbush, New York, say ya stop. Bronxville, Missy Queens in our frock. Brooklyn, Lauderdale, Tampa. Southside, Paris Street, the flap shot. Tel Aviv, no roll with the one strap. Dunkirk, I just a know not spot. To this lane, J.H. Road, to Vegas, smoke up the place. Boy, think that your gas this transcend. I instant be back when back bush.
Yo, Chin, boy, you send a request again. See who play. Please send a request.
Plane and no plant when milling victory.
Make a comment on something. Make a comment.
Just to see him don't can spend. The carry cattle.
Send a request. Make a request.
Back one with all rain. People the ever say the figure bus.
Yeah.
Boy, one wrong. Alright, one wrong. And then
every selector go play the one. We got the people in from St. Mary.
No when man nah go. St. Mary where me from. No when man nah.
Right here. Anything goes.
Me a boss me.
Pick up Little Thunder sound.
My ear trust.
Pick up Little Thunder music.
Display all lovely.
Jah Mikey records. More production. Big up.
One wrong. Alright, one wrong. Every selector go play the one.
No, sir.
Come down my band. No when man nah go. Send me.
Yo, Chin, why you send me a request? Send me a request.
Once I can balloon, but sent me a rebus me. 2020, you might hear trust me. DJs a press play all lovely. Like all the ghosts as a star don't touch me. Easy, one wrong, alright, one wrong. And then no matter where you come from, a jam down. You display in town, you play bomb down. Kingston fire rifle, no one go. One wrong.
Well, we have fix it, we have fix it.
No matter where you come from, a jam down. You hold on, but you can't jump. Put more love, but said like and no. Flatbush, New York, say ya stop. Bronxville, Missy Queens in our frock. Brooklyn, Lauderdale, Tampa. Southside, Paris Street, the flap shot.
Well, on the people, me I tell about the artists when you react saying, I look out for them have some song a buzz. You know what I'm saying? At the pandemic, I'm going with a small thing. So I want to just bless him up and support the music. You understand what I'm saying? But now, like, I'm going with that thing from St. Mary. You don't know where St. Mary come from, so you know where you're the artist, because you don't know. Not the problem, you know, yard. Yeah. Anyway, people want to share the live, you know, because this evening is going to be very informative. You don't know the things that this platform is for the dancehall culture and for all of the reggae fans and the reggae lovers. You see me I say? And we could never have this platform going almost a year now. I want to reason with one of the icon, the living legend, living icon. When we talk about icon, the man that just see the business on a different level and bring it on a different level. You see me I say? So for the first time, right here on Anything Goes when the Wednesday Liquor Thunder platform, you don't know, we have none other than Mr. Chin from Irish and Chin. Welcome, Mr. Chin. What go on, Bridget?
Check.
No, sir. You sound well live and ready to spit out some information to this side of the world.
Give thanks, my brother. Give thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure, you know. Thank you for your time. I don't know, so we just need like half an hour of your time, you know, because we're going to just run through everything. You see me I say? But just before we get to Chin, boy, just share with the people on the live. Tell us a little bit about Garfield before we get to Chin.
I don't even remember who Garfield is these days, you know. I've been Chin so long that I don't remember the Garfield days, to be honest with you. Funny enough, you know, those who call me Garfield are mostly people who are either from school or from, you know, another realms of life, you know?
Yeah.
So it's mostly Chin.
All right, so were you born in New York?
I was actually born in Brooklyn. I was born in the 90s, to be honest with you. And then at a pre-teenage life, I moved to Queens, and I've been living in Queens for most of my life.
Okay. So boy, I mean, like, so for the people out there right now, we never know them know now, because the way how Garfield take up this culture, we have to know a little bit more about it, because me personally, I never even know that Garfield was from Brooklyn.
Yeah, man, I was born in Brooklyn, from Jamaican parentage, of course. Moved to schooled in Brooklyn, then moved to Queens, lived in Queens all of my life, and then moved to Maryland when I went away for college, university.
Okay. All right, now, Chin. So we're not going to talk too much about Garfield. I mean, most of the people in the live, they want to know a little bit about Chin and the full amount about Chin. Now, when did Chin decide that he want to take on the music business in terms of production and get involved in the business?
I never really where I am in the industry now is not where I plan to be. I've always saw myself as a sound man, growing up, just like every other youth who grew up in West Indian households. You want to be a DJ, so to speak, or you want to be a sound man. And growing up in New York City was no different from that. Every crew of youths growing up from West Indian background, they all had a little sound, a little set, a little movement, And it just started from there. So you start being a DJ, you start teething out your father record them and the amps them and the this and the that, and you do what you have to do for kind of make your name in the road until you can fend for yourself, So it kind of started that way with me. I started a sound system in high school, probably about 9th grade or so. And we had a sound system here in Queens that got really, really popular called King Agony. Surprisingly enough, it is the sound that Killer Boo from King Addies comes from. It is also the sound that Ninja Crown from Mighty Crown comes from. So a group of us grew up together in the same circle on the same sound system. And holding down the popularity of the territory that we came from. And then it just branched off for me, luckily, into me becoming a promoter.
Okay, so you were a fan of the music then all along then, because for your DJ, then you don't know the thing go.
We were selectors. We grew up as fans of the music. We grew up doing the regular things that New York kids did. Biltmore Ballroom, the sound clashes. Bearing in mind that in that late 80s, 90s era, Brooklyn was a scene for the culture. So we grew up going to those sound clashes and listening to the cassettes and trying to stay abreast with what was going on in Jamaica. At the same time, though, we wanted to bring that type of culture back to our neighborhood as well. Those of you who are familiar with Queens, are familiar with New York. Queens back in those days would have been like the most underrated borough as far as West Indian culture is concerned. All right, so the big sound then would have come from Brooklyn, the big sound then would have come from the Bronx, but there was in those days no big sound came from Queens. Queens was usually it was kind of like the residential area of the garrison then, so to speak. So most of the people, when the immigrants that came to New York City, when they felt like they wanted to live a middle class life, they would move to Queens. You know what I mean? So therefore, the whole hardcore inner city life that Brooklyn and Bronx had, Queens didn't have that life. It was more like a residential, pull up in front of your house, drive into your driveway type lifestyle. You know what I mean? So growing up as kids, we wanted to kind of create that same vibe that was happening in Brooklyn and happening in Bronx, in Queens. You know what I mean? And that kind of forced us to become promoters as young youths, because the only way that was going to happen is for us to promote and get our school friends and street friends to come support us and watch us play with some of the bigger sounds. So what we used to do when we were young, not thinking of being promoters, of course, because at the same time we just saw ourselves as sound men keeping dances. We would then hire the Bodyguards and the Jam Rocks and the Stone Loves and the Silverhawks and all of those sound systems to play with us, and we would clash them and try to build a name for Queens in that manner. So that's really where it starts for me. It starts for me as trying to build a name for my sound system and my team.
All right. So within that time now, when you get involved in the promotion, like what was the reigning sound over there in New York City at the time? Otherwise, from Agony that you mentioned about.
I mean, reigning sounds in those times would, of course, be the LPs, the bigger sounds, the Addies, of course, the Afriques, the Earth Rulers, the Soul Supremes, the Dome Beats. These are the sound systems that you would see on most of the flyers that you would walk into, like a West Indian establishment and see. These are the leading sound systems, and there were more, because there were some that didn't make it as big, outside of New York, but they were very they made a very big impact within the boundaries of New York. So you would still have like the Spectrums. You still had a bunch of songs, the Thunderbolts, and these were sound systems that were fully equipped with dub plates in Bronx. You had a brethren that was extremely talented, named Blacker, that used to play a song called King Barker. So these are the sound systems that helped to develop what we call the Biltmore era. And it was back in those days, it was like iron sharpening iron. So the reason why LP was able to get so good is because there were sounds that was just as good, clashing with them and competing with them on a regular basis. You know what I mean? And that was how the whole energy pretty much was developed. I myself, I lived in Queens, grew up in Queens, as I said, but my partner, Irish, at that time, he lived in another underrated part of New York, which was Long Island. And Long Island was also not really known for heavy sound system culture, but he also had a sound system, and at the same time, he was doing the same thing, bringing in the Addies and bringing in the Fergos and the big sounds and clashing with them and trying to build a name for himself. Because remember, back in those days, nobody now gonna really hire you, because you represent a part of New York that is not really worthy of representation when you really check it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when you're
yeah.
talking about the dancehall space, nobody know really business about that. So in order for you to be able to make your mark, you had to really just get your friend them together, get up some money, call it Stone Lover, call Jamrock, or call Bodyguard, and see if you could be lucky enough to get the date. And when you get the date, you have to just gather your dub plate them and do what you have to do to try and make your name. So even though we were keeping events, in those days we never saw ourselves as promoters. We were just sound men trying to invest back into becoming popular.
All right. So when you decide to take this promotion on this big stage, when did you decide to take it now? Because listening to you, it sounds like you were in the business, as a DJ, and then now, you start being some, little promoter, just investing and building the culture, and then now you see that there's a need to take it on the world stage. Now, when did you decide to take it to the next level? What year was it?
And again, it wasn't something that we planned. It was, more, I want to say pretty much it was kind of more ego than anything that kind of allowed us to drop across the promotional line. And how that happened was, in those days, King Agony, which was my resident song, was doing really, really well. And we started to do so well that we started to bleed over into Long Island and started to get a lot of juggling dates and stuff at that time. And Irish had his sound system, which was a hardcore sound system, and they didn't like the fact that we were coming from Queens to play so often in their town. So ego versus ego, no, and we decided that we were gonna clash. So it would be our sound system against his sound system. Of course, this would be, way before, the whole Irish and Chin thing started.
Yeah.
And the argument arose, because we couldn't decide which one of us would keep the class. So he offered me money, which I thought wasn't enough money due to the magnitude that I had at the time. And what I wanted, he thought it wasn't worth paying. So when I decided to say, all right, no problem, I would keep the dance, the money that he wanted, I didn't think he deserved, right? So the fact that we both wanted to see a class so bad, we decided to just park the two sound systems and let's just keep a clash together as Chin and Irish presents this sound clash. Now, the unique part of it that really gave us the break is that Biltmore Ballroom was the go-to place for hardcore sound system culture. But then there became a time that there was so much violence and so much things happening in Biltmore that eventually the authorities closed Biltmore down. So when the authorities closed Biltmore down, the clash scene in New York kind of just faded for maybe, I want to say, 2 years, possibly even 3 years. There was no more real heavy clashing, you know, juggling parties, but no clashing. So it just so happened that right in the midst of that pause, we came up with this idea to keep a sound clash.
Yeah.
My favorite sound system at the time was Black Cat. That was a sound system that I admired because Panther was able to do so much with so little, and I thought that that was a true definition of talent. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it was, you know, my favorite sound system, and he was a Kilimanjaro brethren. You know, they loved Kilimanjaro and they swore by Kilimanjaro. So we reached out to Kilimanjaro and Black Cat, which had a huge rivalry going on at the time in Jamaica. Every single cassette you get is Black Cat versus Jaro. Sometimes Jaro wins, sometimes Black Cat win. So we did something that wasn't done, probably wasn't done before we decided to do it, was we brought the two hardcore sounds to a club in Queens called Q Club, which was a place that was known for just bashment. You know what I mean? It was a bashment club that everybody went to. Heavy traffic, probably one of the biggest clubs in the New York culture.
Yeah.
And we decided that we were going to keep a sound clash, Black Cat versus Kilimanjaro. It was a roadblock. We had to lock people out, and it sparked a new energy for us. We you know, we made money as some youth. You know, when you're a youth, you make money, you don't know what the you don't know the value of money. There's no say you do something and you have some bragging rights tomorrow because you dance ram, right? So that's what it was for us. Bragging rights, dance ram. But as we went on the road, and we started to get that feedback, we realized that it was possibly something that we could continue doing. So we started to come up with all of these different combinations of sound systems that we would like to see clash one-on-one. And long story short, that became the beginning of, you know, the Irish.
So at this time, is it safe to say that World Clash has started now? The brand World Clash.
No, the World Clash didn't start yet. We weren't even thinking of World Clash. It wasn't in, you know, it wasn't in our visions at that time. This was merely just again, still ego, not business at all. So neither one of us is thinking business. We're thinking bragging rights. We're thinking having fun. We're thinking to get the sound systems that we admired and just sit down and and dance and watch them beat up each other so we can laugh and have a good time. So there's no business starting this whatsoever in this process, right?
Yeah.
And we're reaching out to the sound systems and we're introducing ourselves. Some of them would have heard because they know, are starting to understand that some young kids, because we were kids, I think we were probably about maybe 19, anywhere between 19 and 22 at the time, somewhere around there, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, a lot of the sound owners started to realize that there's these young kids that's keeping clashes. And so the conversations became easier and easier and easier to have based on the success of each dance. So Kilimanjaro versus Black Cat, right, made it easier for us to get Bass Odyssey to work for us because they heard of the success of that dance, and it just kept going, you know, going on and on and on and on. So the point that I'm trying to make, it's like, you know, it's not by any means of what people think that we got into the industry as businessmen. We got into the industry as clash fanatics. And all we wanted to do was to see clashes, right? And if we have to lose money or we have to make money, we just wanted to see these clashes take place, right?
Yeah.
In fact, I got so we got so addicted to what we were doing at the time, and the adrenaline was running, that one night I drove all the way. I drove all the way to Boston, which would be like 4 hours drive from New York, 5 hours in traffic, or could be more than 5 hours in traffic, just to have a conversation with David Radigan. This would be the first time I would be meeting Radigan. But I wanted everybody to clash for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we drove down there and I introduced myself to him and I spoke to him and I asked him to, you know, blah, 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 blah. And that kind of did not manifest into much because it was, you know, we were young kids David doesn't know really what's going on because he lives in another country and so forth and so forth. But we made that first meeting point. I'm bringing that up to show you how much we were into what we were doing. You know what I mean? And to the levels that we would go to get what we wanted to get done. However, as far as the David Radigan story, this is something that not much people know because I never talk about it, but I'm going to say it now. We came up with an idea for David Radigan to clash with someone in New York. However, we knew at the time that we didn't have the money to make it happen. Now, bear in mind that we are still young youth. We are trying to keep up with things, but you know the thing, right?
Yeah.
So we were able to reach out to a brethren of ours at the time, who is somebody that I grew up with and somebody that Irish also knew, just by chance that we knew the same person. And we gave him the event, which would have been David Radigan versus Ricky Trooper and Jaro in a club in Long Island called the Jamrock. So remember at the beginning of the conversation, I was saying to you that one of our ambitions was to put our territories on the map by doing events that would highlight where we live, right? So we were already doing what we were doing in Queens. However, Long Island was being left out of it, right? And that is where Irish comes from. We didn't have the money to do it. So we went to somebody who had the money and talked him into keeping the event, which ended up becoming a historical event. I don't know if you're familiar with that event with Trooper and David Radigan. Big, one of the biggest for us over here.
Was that event where Trooper ended up draw some racist comment and
yes,
so on?
That was the actual event where Trooper ended up drawing the race card. No, I do not interview. That was the event that he ended up drawing the race card. Super Chat was there, Shinehead was there. It was just a huge event. But again, why that event was so significant to myself and my partner was that it showed us that we were thinking along the right lines. We found a formula which would allow us to put selectors and sounds together that would create a frenzy, if you're following the conversation.
Yeah, man.
So we kept doing that. We kept looking for different individuals to put them together, right? After we decided that we have exhausted the one-on-one competition and there's really nobody else that we could put face to face, then we started to think differently. Stick a pin though in the conversation, because this is something that I want people to really understand about our journey. None of the New York sounds would work for us at the time.
What?
None of the New York sounds would work for us at the time. So if
why?
I mean, now that I'm older and I look back on it, I think that now that I'm older and I think back on it, I think that maybe a lot of them felt that, we didn't have the authority to do what we were doing, and they didn't want to contribute to the growth of what we were doing. But none of the sounds, if you look at the Irish and Chin legacy, if you're really an Irish and Chin fan, you would realize that we probably only did 1 or 2 dances with Addies. We probably only worked with LP 1 or 2 times. You know what I mean? The New York sounds would not work for Irish and Chin in the early parts, right? So we ran out of combinations extremely quickly because remember, everybody that we had to use we were bringing in from Jamaica, with the exception of Radigan, right?
Yeah.
So eventually, this is how the World Clash concept comes to life, because we have no more choices. We couldn't repeat events. So we decided that we wanted to do something that would keep us going, that would be different, would be something that persons have never witnessed before on this side of the world, without fighting, to get people to work for us that really didn't want to work for us, if you get where I'm coming from. So the concept was born in 1998. I believe we started in 96, right? So we did 2 years of hardcore one-on-one clashing, which brought us some really good events. And then we flew right into World Clash in 1998. That's exactly what took place. And then the first World Clash was born with Sir Coxon, Don't Beat, and Kilimanjaro. Because by this time, we would have had a great relationship with Kilimanjaro because they were part of some of our early events.
Okay. Well, I mean, I like to listen to you, Chin. We realize it's I would say it's a disease because anytime you're in your own town and try to build something, there's always some kind of fight.
It was listen, it was hard, and you know, I don't tell this story a lot. People tell me that I should, but I mean, no, I think that we have all matured, myself and the rest of the sound owners and selectors and stuff. So you find out these days, it's happy days for everybody. Now we all celebrate, you know, what the industry is and what it was and so forth. But, you know, my story was it wasn't hard. I remember, you know, being on the corner of White Plains Road, begging Don't Beat to do World Clash for me and being turned down and being, you know, like, yo, sure. I no need for that. And I remember the back and forth that had to take place in order for us to really deliver Don't Beat on that stage. I remember the foolishness that we had to go through, not with Mr. Harper, but with Trooper, because, you know, those days, you know, even though Mr. Harper was the owner, Trooper was the bully. And it was more like whoever he felt was supposed to get the dance would get the dance. And if him now feel you, then you now get the dance. And if him feel like your promotion and make too much money and you're not him friend, then you can't get the dance. So it wasn't a smooth road for us at all when we were just starting. And it was like that for many years. But it's the truth, you know?
Yeah, but you don't want it. But after all the rejection there, what really gave the drive is so persistent?
Because, you know, one thing in life that I value, you know, very much is self-reliance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Garvey teaches self-reliance, and you have to be independent. And if you believe in something, then you do what you can do to make that manifest. Right? Where we are and what I have accomplished with Sound Clash Culture is something that it didn't take me too long to realize that it's something that was really attainable. It took most of the people who were around me or, you know, in the midst of the Sound Clash Culture to really, it took them a long time to see where I was trying to go with the industry.
Yeah.
Right? And it's hard because they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So basically, I had a vision for the culture that other people just wasn't willing to accept at that time. And that was it. You know, over the years, I've learned not to take it personal because I'm seeing something that other people just cannot see. So the only way for me to get them on my side would be to stay at it and prove to them that the formula that I'm introducing is what the future needs to be for where we're going, you know? So I've made a lot of enemies doing that because some of the earlier contributors to sound system culture, they would be upset because, you know, remember they started to nickname what I did was as microwave clashing. So when the World Clash came out with the multiple sound systems and the rules and 10 minutes of sound system and blah, 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 it was a new thing for sound system culture, correct? So
Yeah,
it being that new thing for sound system culture, there was a pushback from those who felt like only a real sound system can be judged if you can play hour, 45, half an hour, 2 hours of tune for tune. So here it is that I came now and I'm crowning sound systems world champions, and they're playing in 10 minutes and 5 minute segments. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it was a hard road. Don't allow anyone to tell you that they never gave Chin a hard time and they saw Chin's vision and blah, blah, blah. All of it is BS. It was a very, very hard road that I had with the majority of the selectors, them and the sound owners.
Okay, well, on the Irish and Chin banner now, I'm going to ask, you know, is there any sound from New York where you can say, you know what I mean, that get the recognition under your brand?
Sound system that got recognition under my brand from New York. No, I couldn't claim that because none of them, they wouldn't work for us. So, and you know, I know that we have to summarize it as much as we can, but it's a long story.
Yeah.
There was a time that the only person that would work for me was Tony Mataran.
Oh.
So if you look at a lot of the sound clashes, there was no US representative. And I was using Tony. You know, we kind of did it very slick. Even though Tony was in Jamaica at the time and still grew up in a New York, Pan Addy. So we were able to kind of blend him in and allow people to accept that. But the reason why Tony was always that selector is because none of the major sound systems would not work with what we were doing. They wouldn't co-sign it. In their mind, it was I think that they were waiting for it to fall apart. You know what I mean? So with that being said, and I know over the years, you know, the fans will see me and Tony going at each other, and you know, we get into it. But the reason why we always don't let it get too far is because I know that at a time when it was when our thing was, you know, very shaky, it was him, it was Radigan, it was Mighty Crown that really kept the company floating until we could, you know, balance up the way we are now.
Okay.
And that's just the truth.
Well, here we also know. 1998 world class start. You work with the greats of the greats. Now, we already realized that, yo, you know, Chin, Irish and Chin do a great job in the industry. Everybody around the world starts to see what going on. Because in them time there, remember cassette I do it, you know. And cassette I circulate, video I circulate. Cause them time that, do you have any video man where we need to give some recognition at the dance in your party them where I send the video them over the world?
No. I was more vested into the cassette man then. You know what I mean? I wasn't really doing video, so to speak, the way that I should have been doing the videos. I do have a lot of the sound clash on video, but then there's a lot of monumental clashes that I didn't tape on video, to be honest with you. Because I didn't see that vision.
Well, the reason why I ask you that because in them time that's the way how things used to get around. Cassette, you know, and videos. But this is how me usually sit down and watch World Clash from videos like CDs, you know, DVDs and all these things. You understand? So I was just asking because, you know, back in Jamaica, you have a man like Jackson and all of them man, they were used to make sure that the thing reach in a foreign so the people can see that the culture is alive and well. So see how Chin get involved because everybody play a major role in the business. So this is what it point to me I make sense. I just want because on this live there's a lot of sound man. I want them to understand say when you see a man up there doing him thing, you know, you have to know say a lot of work put in and you never cheat him way. Maybe sometimes you have to make this business decision based on what's happening around you. But that don't mean say you're against a man. It's business is business. You understand what I say?
You gotta, you know, and again, my brethren, it's a long road for me. And you know, those who wish to be non-objective and neutral, and if you can just understand, you know, you come into it as a youth, you don't really have an ideal of it being a business. It kind of just drops in your lap. And when the business drops in your lap, the responsibility also drops in your lap. And at one point, based on how hard we were going and how great, you know, our events were, every single sound system wanted to be part of the event. And if they didn't get a chance to be a part of the event, then they became my enemy. And that was basically what it was. You know what I mean? So if you look at Europe, I'm a pull Popo from Europe. Hypothetically, I'm just saying this hypothetically, so I don't want nobody to feel no way. Well, let me say this. I can do it this way, right? I pulled Sentinel from Germany. And then instantaneously, the other sound system, I forgot the name of it, just slipped my mind. It became an enemy because in their mind, Sentinel wasn't the big sound in Germany at the time. It was them. You following what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
man.
you're looking at a pattern of, don't matter what you do, you're always gonna have some people that feel that you made the wrong decision because you can't use every sound at the same time.
Yeah.
And for every sound system that you pick, there is always going to be a better sound system for that sound system. So I'm saying all of that to say that it has not been a smooth journey. It's been a difficult journey, but I was able to make the best out of what the situation was. So I kept a lot of things in the background from the general public. So all you guys got a chance to do was enjoy the big clashes and give the forwards them and argue about who win and who lost and who play over tune. But it was so much more than that. So much sacrifices had to be done to get, Jaro to be in a world clash, to get this person to do this, to get that person to play with that. And, I've seen situations, I've been in situations where we booked an event and we made our deposits and everything good. And then a Ricky Trooper would just call the radio station in New York in the middle of prime time and just tell everybody in New York, say, yo, the dance canceled because me not no visa. You know what I mean? And the promoters, which would be myself or Irish, didn't get a call from the management company or nothing that was going to take place. So you end up doing damage control, and you end up trying to constantly stay ahead of all of the things that will happen. You know what I mean? So it's hard. It was a hard thing, but we worked it out, man.
Well, I mean, I like to Chupa is a problem child from get going. Chupa is a problem child. Big him up still, a real legend still. Now, Trin.
And again, let me make this clear. It's not, our industry has a lot to do with, you're not my brethren. Me no want you make no money off of my song. Me no care if the boss want take your money. Me I go do what me can do for sabotage the dance because I'm me the star selector and me no want you make no money off of me. So that's a lot. That has a lot to do with it. This is the part of it. All right, ask yourself this. And this is simple, plain and fact, right? Big up to everybody who's on this live right now. I am not the smartest person in the industry by no means, right? I am not the only one with the ability to do what I've done over the years, by no means. You know why I'm the only one? Because of the persistence. Most people come into the industry, and when the foolishness start, them say, no, me not spend my money and have to deal with this.
True.
So they leave.
True.
That is what it's all about. So I've always been the last one left standing because of my dedication to what I'm doing. But other persons have come in with their money, with their knowledge. They had good ideas. And then when them buck up on the demons them in the industry where them have to pay them money to, because hear the thing now, you have to pay a man 10 grand, 15 grand, 8 grand. And at the same time, when you're paying that man the money, there's still a disrespectful factor that you have to be able to get over. So some people can't look at it and say, I just saw them youth just stay, no pay them no mind. Most people are going to say, yo, my youth, now give me 10 grand and you're going like you want, come boy up, man. That can't work. So this is the reason why over the years you haven't seen so much Sound Clash promoters in Sound Clash. It's because most of the individuals that you have to work with in order to keep a big dance, they're impossible to work with.
True. Boy, but now like you, Chin, you see the knowledge and the experience you have a lot in your squeeze out to the people and to them. Me see it, me hear it.
And this is the part that I want you guys to really understand. Like, our business is where it is, however wherever you determine where it is, because, I have my own analogy of where Sound Clash business is right now. But everybody has their own definition of where it is. But it is there because there's a lot of selfish people in the industry. There's a lot of people who have made it to a celebrity status, that they have a great following and they're influencers, but the people who are following them don't know that they are corrupted individuals and they don't want the industry to go any much further without them.
Facts.
And this is how we've been tricked, you know, my brother. So you have a brethren that becomes a star selector, right? And before that star selector open the gate for make other youth become star selectors, they close the gate and they dictate what they feel is going on. So it's the first when I think one, they'll be the first person to come on social media and say, oh, them boy, I think them bad, them boy are bad. Like that. But we look at it as they're just voicing their opinion, but what they're really trying to do is block the gate. Because think about this. The older that I become in Sound Clash as a selector, the more youths that bust in Sound Clash, the odds are that the promoters are going to start to work with these young youths and not book me. And I don't want that to happen. So what I do is I only pretend like I'm endorsing the youth them because I need the youth them to give me the energy. I need the youth them for hold me up and keep me in at the limelight. But the youth them is too stupid to realize that brethren, you kind of hold back my thing. So what ends up happening is that you're stuck with the same 5 or 6 faces that no longer can relate to what is happening in the real world in the dance hall anymore because they have aged out. They're older now, right? You and I and everybody on this live, the things that we used to do 10 and 15 years ago, we're not interested in that anymore.
True,
odd. It is odd for somebody who is 55 years old now, who used to be a star selector, or 50 years old, to know what the hottest new song, Skilly Bang or 6 or 7 or what. We don't keep up to it. It's not our thing anymore, right? This is where the industry together, not Chin, not Matara, not Chupa, and all of these names individually, but together, we were supposed to create a new tomorrow for the clash culture. And that is what failed. My brethren, if you love Sound Clash, the way some of them mania say them love Sound Clash, then you are supposed to do your part to preserve the culture, to keep moving forward. Who wants to be part of something that dies? So when you get 60 years old and you say to your nephew and your grandkids, them say, yo, me used to clash, you know. You don't want their responsibility. What's clashing? What's that? I don't know what that is. You want to be able to say, yo, you see what them youth there do? I used to do that. So if you really love the culture, you don't want the culture to stop when you retire. You want the culture to continue because the culture will represent your legacy. A lot of these brethren, it's not that they don't love the culture, you know, but them love themselves more than the culture. So because they love themselves more than the culture, if they can't eat, them now help the industry for other people to eat.
True.
I want those of you know that I have your attention to really understand what really mash up Sound Clash. Some people were able to make a lot of money being selectors and sound owners, but they did very little to prepare another generation to come in and keep it going. So what happened if Jammings did block the gate and Black Scorpion them did block the gate? Where Squingy and Mataran and Chupa and everybody else that we look at as stars, how would they get in?
True. So basically it's ego. I when I want to say bad mind, it's ego.
It is ego and it is desperation. Now let me explain to you why it is desperation, right? And this is just the reality. I'm not disrespecting anyone. I'm telling you the truth because I've invested years, time, energy, and money in a Sound Clash. So I feel like I have the right to be a commentator, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
What is really happening, my brethren, is that a lot of these selectors who became star selectors they did not see the vision, just like some other artists, them, to take their money and make good use of their money. So know that gas is running out of the tank and things are slowing down for them, right? And they realize that they don't have the financial structure that they should have had. A problem occurs. I want you to understand that. This thing comes down to ego and money, right? So if you as a selector and you play a big sound all of your life and you tour the world for 20 years and know that your career is coming to an ending, and within that ending, you are seeing that you don't have a house for yourself, you don't have a car for yourself, you didn't build a structure for yourself. What happens now is that you're less likely to want look at Thunder for bus then. Why me want look at Thunder for bus? If look at Thunder bus, the look of money when me have left for scrape, me can't scrape it because Thunder will eat the food. Are you understanding where I'm coming from?
Fox.
So what you have in our culture is a bunch of veterans blocking the way for the young sons them to get in. And them now block it because them the wants of the future of the clash. That's not really the number one reason, you know. The number one reason is that this is all they have left to earn from. They've been doing it for 20 years of their life. They don't know nothing else. So if them give up them spot, how are they gonna live?
Well on the truth, you're right, you know. But you what I'm gonna ask, you know. Are you a rich man?
Am I a rich man?
Yeah.
It depends on what you call rich, because I consider myself rich the minute that I started doing what I'm doing.
All right. The reason why I'm asking you, because I seen in the comment somebody say you sound like you're angry because you like you never buy a house for yourself. But I just want them to understand, say, is not everybody look at house and land and car as riches.
No, listen.
Yeah.
You will always have those who will continue to oppose, and you will always have those that will fail to listen to what you're saying, right? Let's say this, right? For 20 years now, or let's call it 15 years to be safe, I've been running a company with over 10 employees. Those 10 employees make enough money to feed their families and send their kids to school. I've also been able to invest a whole lot of money in the industry to keep it going. I don't think I'm doing that bad, my brother.
Salute for that.
You understand?
That answer them question now.
I've also been able to start a platform dedicated to sound system culture and other things. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
When you say that you really love something, you invest in what you love. That's how it go. A man will love car. Not even rain can fall upon him car and come outside, come wipe off him car, because him love car.
Okay.
So there will always be people, my brethren, that is going to take the wrong thing from the conversation that you and I are having. Yeah. So if a man wants to feel like I couldn't buy a house, then let him take that away from the conversation.
True. Now, let me ask you now. Just run through some of the countries are where you take world class right now for the first time. Tell the people, because we want them know how broad your thing is, you know.
Where we took world class, we didn't take world class that much places, you know. I was doing world class in New York for a number of years.
Yeah.
And then we jumped over to, I'm not sure if we jumped over to Jamaica first.
Yeah.
So we started to do it at Pier 1.
Yeah.
When we ended world class, we were probably up to almost 10,000 people. So we went from maybe, I want to say maybe 1,500 to 2,000 people. Over the years, it grew to like 10,000 people. Okay. World class is undoubtedly, or should I say, was undoubtedly in Jamaica one of the biggest events that did not include artists. So we were able to pull out almost 10,000 persons and get the attention of all of the sponsors with just using sound systems alone and selectors alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one of the points that I want you to also understand about the legacy is that our vision was to turn selectors into stars. That's what it was about. Before the whole sound chat, before Sound Clash was different. Sound Clash was a man standing behind his machine and defending his sound system. That's what our culture was about. You are selector, you're mics man, you stand up around your sound and you defend your sound.
All right. Now we're gonna go through quick and fast now. See, we're gonna skip through. Now, that was then. Do you think that the fact that there's no sound system involved in most of the clash culture right now with the sound them now, you think that kind of water it down a bit?
What do you mean? No physical sound systems?
Yeah. Mostly everybody have them laptops.
No, I don't. There's only one thing that has watered down sound clashing. It has nothing to do with equipment and stuff like that. All of that stuff is cosmetic.
Okay.
The factor or the challenge that we have in sound system culture is the fact that the culture has not been nurturing young talent for a very long time. So now it's time for the young talent to step in, and the young talent is not there to take it over. Now, when I say the young talent is not there to take it over, I don't want a man to say, what do you mean the young sound are there both? I'm talking about young established sound systems. Sound systems that have the same name where a Tony Matterhorn did have in a 1999. They will have the same name as a young Squingy or a Jugsy Killer or some of these other selectors, a Richie Feelings or Nico Bamba. We have failed to nurture selectors that bear big names in the dancehall where they can become attractions. So when you put them on a flyer, people are coming out to see them. We don't have selectors and sound systems anymore that garner a guaranteed fan base, and that is what hurt the industry.
All right, tell us a little bit about Mighty Crown. How you get involved with Mighty Crown?
I got involved with Mighty Crown in maybe 97. I think it was 97 or 98. A brethren of mine who was a cassette man in Brooklyn at the time named Redface, I went to him and I was explaining to him the same thing that I explained to you earlier, that I'm running out of combinations for sound clashes. I need some new ideas. I need something fresh to bring to the people. And he was saying to me, yo, Ching, you know there's a Japanese sound that got dub plates and they cuss bad word and they can talk patois. And I was like, word? And we spoke about it, and then he took me to meet the person who was controlling it at the time. And that is basically how I met Mighty Crown.
Okay. Are you partners with them, or how does it work? You know,
I've been managing Mighty Crown for 19 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been managing Mighty Crown for 19 years now. So we're family. I mean, I think family is beyond partnership. We're family. We make a lot of money together. We go through the hardships of the industry together, and we do what we have to do.
All right, Chin. Now, he's a man with deep in the culture, and you help build it and put it on a stand where the world right now, and enough young selector coming up now would like to, pattern a great Squingy, a great Trooper, and the list goes on, Matterhorn, on and on. Now, is there any sound system or DJs right now where you see right now where tomorrow you can say, I can bet on them for keep the torch going in terms of the clash arena? In your eyes, where you see so far right now as we speak, as young talent coming up?
Dynamic.
Yeah, man. Boss a shot for that one day. You know what I said. Big up Dynamic. Yeah?
Dynamic. And let me explain something to you. Being a successful sound system, and again, this all comes down to what you define as, your ingredients of success, right? But the ingredients of success that I look for, you know what I mean? It's not only centered around the dub plates that you could pull out of your laptop. You know what I mean? but it's a full package. It's character, it's ego, it's performance, it's music, it's selection, it's all of that in one. One of the reasons why Mighty Crown was able to go so far, it's because they can be marketed, right? And a lot of the sound systems that I think come into the culture, their focus is more being the body sound and being able to give the knockout punch and play the biggest dub in the dancer. But that doesn't always get you as far as you need to go. So with Dynamic, I see the full package, the character that he brings to the stage, the speech, the performance, the knowing when to play the right tune, whether it's big or small, but he plays it at the right time. And he can be marketed. So if I was to pick the next big thing in the culture, it would have to be him.
All right. No, so nothing. I want to tell you, so most of the people in the live supposed to agree with that. You don't know, so sometimes when you speak your mind, sometimes, you will create enemies at the same time, but you don't know the thing going on. Big man thing. So the sound man in the live don't feel no way. This is a man where him in the business long time and him know. Now, Dan Ignorance want to know, like how the pandemic are going, I mean, you're busy now because you have all your you know what I mean, you're involved in raid, and all these things. But since the pandemic kick in for a year now and a little bit, you must see some song, you must peep in on some live on the internet and all these things. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, the internet sensation that impress you.
Now, I haven't been into the internet thing at all, to be honest with you. At the beginning of the pandemic, I was even saying to my team that I don't think that the online clashing is a good thing. I think it's going to water down the culture. I think it's going to hurt the culture. I think it's also going to hurt some of the sound systems. So, to be honest with you, I mean, I'm hoping that that's not where the future of Sound Clash goes. But I'm not into you. For you to really be able to test yourself, to know that you have the full package, an audience needs to be in front of you. Our thing is not basketball. Our thing is not, our thing is crowd participation and energy, right? And a large part of, you becoming a successful performer is your ability to do crowd control. You cannot control a crowd on online clashing. Online clashing comes down to how good you can rehearse your dub plates and put speech to it. That's it. That's not going to bring anyone to the other side of the industry. It is also not going to help the industry grow. Online clashing, in my opinion, is it's a waste of time. I can tell you this, and I know people are going to get upset with me, but I kind of don't care. I don't see any sound system that is going to bust slowly from having a successful career online clashing.
Okay. Well, that is your people. Don't be mad at shit. This is his opinion. You understand? Because no for them I say, boy, Chin turn old school, Chin not old school, but no, Chin not talk fox, man. In the clash arena, people feed off of the crowd. You know what I mean? Crowd response make people do magic. You understand? Now, say Chin, like right now, basically what's going on with the online now, it's just people are just stay active, keep active, and they might create, entertainment for the people in at home, just to keep their mind off of things. But hopefully, when everything change, if it do change and the world walk back again, you know what I mean? I hope you will be there to lend them a platform where them can come showcase, you know what I mean? Them talent. Are you gonna be continuing any more World Clash? Let the people in the live know if you're gonna be continuing. Are you planning to hang up your hat?
Yeah, I've done the clashing for a long time now, and I want to move on to something else. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to be doing any clashes after World Clash. Right now, it looks like we're not going to be able to do the World Clash this year, as I was hoping to get it done in the UK. But after we close that door, then I am definitely going to take a break from it. I don't know if it would be forever, but I think that I can, I can better serve sound clash culture in other ways. So I want to really, kind of cultivate those ways and try to get people to look in on the sound system culture differently. I think that as long as World Clash is around, I believe that the expectations for sound system culture is always going to be different. I think we need a fresh start in sound system culture. I think we need to come up with a new formula. So, in my opinion, what we're doing now, we kind of need to stop. We need to come to realistical terms of where we are in sound system culture. Who is talented? Who is just okay? And who can we push at the front of the culture? I think that a lot of us live in this world of hypnotism and not really understanding why we are where we are with the culture. We have some brethren that we call dinosaurs, right? And I believe that it's 5 dinosaurs. And the 5 dinosaurs in the industry, if you ask someone, why are these guys called dinosaurs? Why are these guys put into the same group? Most sound men would say because these guys are the best, or they, blah, 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 blah. The conversation is not that they were the best, because there were other selectors who paid, pivotal contributions to the industry and the growth of the industry. Why we dwell on the 5 brethren that are in the dinosaur group is because these brethren created the image of Sound Clash moving forward from the 90s era. These are the characters of the golden era of Sound Clash. These brethren were not only successful selectors, but they were these 5 selectors in which the generation that came after them patterned themselves off of. It's a total difference. So you have somebody like Babyface from King Addies. Excellent selector, bad selector. Somebody that I grew up admiring. But he's not a dinosaur, right? Because one thing that he would have lacked that the other persons had was the character and personality in which other people came and adopt. You look at somebody like Johnny from Bodyguard, same thing. Wicked selector when you go back through the history. Them man they killed song with 45. But they didn't get to be put in that dinosaur category because they don't fit in there. The dinosaurs is a group of selectors and soundmen that kind of molded the way we look at Sound Clash from the 90s era moving forward. So we look at the Panthers for the jokes and the not being as serious as you're supposed to be in a Sound Clash. We look at a Mataran for the style. We look at a Trooper for the hardcore bad word and the Ray. We look at a Squingy for the crowd control and what he brought to the stage. And it goes on and on and on. These people have defined a style and an image that went along with Sound Clash moving forward. So if you look at anyone who's came after that Biltmore era, you can say, yo, him act like Squingy, him act like Lynx. Right, it's the Panther there. No, man, him bad like Trooper. This is what it is.
All right, but you want me not shit. You can never come on this platform and because the people want to know, we are looking at the chat room. The people want to know, just before we leave, we're going to wrap up just now. What happened to Chin and Ron Nelson in Canada? What go on there, so if you don't mind explaining and clear the air once and for all on this side of the world.
I mean, nothing happened between me and Ron Nelson. I think that's a Canada thing, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I really think that's a Canada thing, and Canadians or some Canadians bought into this whole rivalry between myself and Ron Nelson, which really doesn't. It's a myth. I used to do World Clash in Canada, and Ron Nelson was a partner of mine with another gentleman as well, who he was kind of very silent, but it was us that used to do the World Clash in Canada. Most people don't know that. The World Clash in Canada we stopped doing it. It just wasn't working out. A lot of it not working out, both of us as partners would say, would have to do with Ron. Not to say that Ron was stealing, but wasn't really representing it the way that we wanted to represent. So this has nothing to do with money, right? It would more be just, we weren't seeing eye to eye. Myself and the other gentleman wasn't seeing eye to eye with Ron as far as just the structure of how things were moving forward. There wasn't no ill will or nothing. We stayed friends. Mind you, I came to Canada and I worked for Ron with his Back to the Hardcore or whatever you call it. Remember, I came with Radigan and Mighty Crown for Ron as well. I think that the problem that Ron had, though, and he would never be willing to admit this, is that I think Ron felt like I needed his permission to come back to Canada with the World Clash brand. And I think because I came back to Canada with the World Clash brand and didn't include him, I would want to say that his ego got the best of him, and he turned into an anti-chin person. That's all.
All right, no problem. Full stop right there, so now. Now, we know that you have your soundtrack radio. I want the people to know that you're still, pushing the culture and keeping the brand high. Let us know a little bit about the soundtrack radio before you leave us.
Soundtrack Radio is a platform that is going to be celebrating 10 years in August of 2021. We started off with a radio show that we wanted to totally dedicate to sound system culture, and kind of just have the conversations that we can't have because all of us don't reside in the same places. Very quickly, because of the popularity that I have as a promoter and Mighty Crown Soundman, blah blah blah, the sound system started. The station started to get, or the program at the time started to get a lot of syndications across the world. And at some point, we realized that the show was getting so big, there was no way that we could entertain everybody every week with 3 hours of sound system conversations solely. So we started to add some social conversation in there, some entertainment conversations in there. Long story short, today we are syndicated in over 31 cities across the world. That would be included in Trinidad, Antigua, Gambia, Ghana, different parts of the UK, and almost every state in America that has a West Indian diaspora. And we more now talk about social commentary and just hot topics. However, shortly after we realized the success of the platform or the show, we decided that we were going to build our own radio station. So we started an online station and we built that out. So instead of me having only my shows twice a week, we started to bring on other popular sound systems, big sound systems on the platform as well. And we are now grown out to be full programming, years after. So we're doing really good as a sound system radio station, so to speak, where Johnny Gard and LP and Blunt Posse and Mighty Crown and this person and that person, Next Level, and so many other sound systems are on it on a weekly basis, as well as some of the top radio personalities in New York.
All right. Well, you want me to know, we never get to talk about it, but I personally want to say thank you for recognizing some of the icon them in the business. You know what I mean? I want to say thank you, because the way the business I go, if it wasn't for Irish and Chin, we wouldn't know a lot of things, so the youth them can look back and say, yo, say this was a real legend. We never realized what he was doing, but now we see. That's why we're happy to have it on the platform here, so you can explain to the, sometimes people hear people say things and them run with it. But when you hear from the man himself and realize what kind of legend we have with us, you know what I mean? I just want to say thank you for recognize what's name again?
Daddy Uri.
Daddy Uri. The man who started. So,
give thanks. And again, give thanks for giving me the platform. I don't usually have these type of discussions, and I think this is undoubtedly my first IG, because I don't do Instagram like this. But before I go, I just want to get you guys to do this.
Yeah.
Those who are listening, because I'm looking at some of the chats. People, the greatest way out of where we are, this rut that we're in the sound system industry, is for people to think for themselves. That's all I ask, you know. I don't ask you guys to follow me and follow my gospel and everything that Chin says is right. But what I do ask, if you really love sound system culture the way you guys say you love it, then think for yourselves. Don't let other people think for you. Don't believe what you see people typing on social media, but research it for yourself. Be aware of what's going on around you, but also think for yourself. If we had a lot more thinkers in sound system culture, we would have been, you know, way ahead of the grain, right? I just looked at a news clipping yesterday and saw that Swiss Beats and Timberland was able to sell or come up with a huge partnership for their versus competition. And, you know, I just had to scratch my head because that's based off of sound system culture. You know what I mean? So sky's the limit for sound system culture if we could only sit down and realize that what we have is valuable and it just needs some professionalism and some brain work centered around it. You know what I mean? So the culture collapse for some people, you know, a lot of people are resorting to the online, but at the same time, we got to say this, everything that's happening in the culture, good or bad, a lot of us made that choice. We made the choice for it to be where it is.
All right. Well, yeah, what
So give thanks, my brother.
Yeah, man, give thanks, and you know, if the people want to reach out to you, just let them, you know, them can get a hold of Chin. You know, said Chin a superstar, you know. You wanna take yourself lightly, you know, a superstar, see?
I mean, no, never a superstar, common person. Big up to, of course, Look Thunder sound system, man. And shouts to all of the sounds, shouts to the sound systems in Canada that respect what we were doing over there and what we were trying to build over there, and didn't buy into the propaganda and the hype and everything that was happening there in Canada for the moment that we were there. One of the major things, and I want to say this before I sign off, we never came to Canada with any thought of trying to use sound systems or use the culture, blah, 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 blah. We came to Canada because in our quest to find some new champion sound systems, we also wanted to include Canada in that search. We could have done it without coming to Canada, and then we would have got cursed same way, saying, boy, so World Clash and Rumble not dropping at Canada. You know what I mean? So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. But, you know, when you have the forces that have ulterior motives, right? And they have people that's willing to listen to them. You know, you just asked me a really good question a while ago. What's the problem with you and Ron? Nobody's ever asked that question. And you know the reason why they never asked that question? Because they don't want to know. They just want to fight. You know what I mean? It sounds good. Chin is over here in Canada making money, and Chin a cheap big dance. Make we diss him up and make we run him out of the place because that's the right thing to do. But the fact of it is that if one looks at it for what it is, Chin could not have a problem with such individuals, and Chin is still coming to Canada to do work there. You know what I mean? So big up on yourself, big up to all the Canada sound systems. Shouts to Luka Thunder for having me on. Again, this is my first live, probably the last one that I will do because, you know, I'm not really into the whole, you know, that thing, yeah. You see that look of something, yeah, where Mr. People are scroll up and I chat foolishness? I'm not too into that something there. Yeah, I'm not into that something there. You understand? But at the same time, Thunder did, you know, when Flair reached out to me and she was like, it's Luka Thunder thing, I felt like I needed to do it because when I reached out to them and was like, yo, endorse my thing, they were willing to endorse my thing too. So give thanks, my brother. I hope that I answered some of your questions. I know I couldn't answer all of them. I just talk off of the top of my mind. But one thing that I can tell you, everything that comes off my mouth is truth. That's the way I see it. It may not be your truth, but it's the way me see it. And it's my experiences. You know what I mean? So big up to all sound, man. Give thanks for having me, brother.
Manners and respect, Chin. You don't
Yes,
know
I.
the bless of yourself. People, the man who responds for the sound class culture.
Yeah, man, for real. I'm doing thing. I'm at tell big up the modern sound man thing. Yeah, trust me. But I mean, people right now you don't know say from father Chindeman, the older generation now really deal with it again, you know. So you don't know, so we have them fair, you know.
Yeah, well, tell Chin what I do.
Yeah, so we definitely have to try to do a few things for continue it. Cause we love the culture and we love the vibes. Yeah.
So we answer now.
What do you mean, brother? So I'll continue. We'll continue to deal with it. Yeah, man. I mean, man. I've continued to deal with it, people. I mean, honestly. Yeah, man. Big up X-Loaded Sound. You don't know, big up the whole of Brampton saying, yeah, man, Chin, Father Chin, big up yourself. Yeah, man, you give me a chance. But not lie. From a work pan the rumble, you know. Enough people get to know about the sound and
well,
thing,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, what I say? For me, it is only right for Chin bless this platform.
Yeah, man, it was a good look. It was a good look.
When him say at the first him ever do this.
Yeah. And might be the last.
Yeah.
So there's still a possibility, but it's still the first and the last right now. Yeah, man. Levels to the thing.
Bless up Chin, you don't know real giant.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, I don't like to the people. Hey, we tell us if you follow the comments, that's
why when you're warring people, when you're warring sound. And it makes sense to view the comments, you know.
Yeah.
Especially if they're in a sticky situation. Not a good look. So it's a singing P because right now we are with the time of chopping us. So
yeah, man, we just want Abby Dallas if she on the live. We just
we want to check in right now. Cause I don't know, so we have Mikey.
You know the thing on
so Mikey wants to work,
I want to tell you say this lady, she's a singer.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you say in the business, me notice say most of the dancehall artists get more highlight than the singers. Man,
definitely more time, yeah.
All right, but at the end of the day, you know, we just want the people live on the sound man in the life, you know. So you see when it comes to sound clash, road up on a box with singers.
I mean, man, non-stop.
Very important.
Non-stop.
And I get to understand from the other day, say, a whole heap of female artists get involved in the business.
Yeah, man, I'm like it.
And they have a lot of talent.
I'm like it.
I want them to have talent.
We have to play it.
We have to
enjoy it. We have to play it. I mean, straight.
Well, this female artist, we have a reason with.
Tell the people about her.
She's not a just girl. She's been around, but I don't need to tell her fear journey.
She have a lot of fun.
This is none other than Abby Dallas. This is how she sounds. Sound man, make sure she's gonna get her on the side, you know, guys. She can be very dangerous dancer. Yeah.
One thing.
Well, I don't know this Abby Dallas representing for singing P. Are you make the girl them?
Yo, Cherry Down Freedom Sound. Big up Cargo Promo. Matching with G. Yeah, man, sing it, P.
Yeah.
Share the life, people, share the life.
Busting in peace.
Yeah.
Your love is my love. I love your love.
People can tell us there's something different this week, you know.
I love.
1, 2.
Sing from my heart to the beat. I will love you. Never gonna hurt you since I adore you. Whoa.
Boys are the one, Abby Dallas.
Yeah.
And also we love our energy, we love our vibe. Ready? Share the life, people, share the life.
Love is my love.
Look up all of the ladies up on the live right now.
Your love is my love. Sing from my heart to the beat. I will love you. Never gonna hurt you since I adore you. Now we're going through. I'll never leave you. Stand by your side, right or die.
Ladies and plenty man for the live. Remember the artists are Shina Normal.
That food while I'm in ragamuffin, anything real bad man says, you know that time to
Listen.
Into my love in my hands.
No,
While I'm in ragamuffin.
she have a boss, people, she have a boss. Pick up the voice and one Abby Dallas. Hold on, you know. You know the thing said, you know, we never go 2 ways of time. Because you don't know, say, I want to say thanks to Abby Dallas for her patience. But you know, say the reason it was deep because I wanted to say Father Chin have a lot to say. because he's an icon and he's a legend at the same time. You see me, I say? So I want to say thank you for your patience, Abby. Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you for having me. I mean, it was a good reasoning. So, big up to Irish Chick for the reasoning.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Abby.
First of all, big up everybody on the live. Big up yourself, Singing P. You don't know. Big up Jam Rock Records. I don't know. Big up everybody, the whole massive that's watching. Abby Dallas is a reggae / dancehall artist from Osa Kingston, Jamaica. I went to Edna Manley. I studied music. I majored in voice. I did background vocals with Miss Diana King, Tanya Stevens, the Queen Africa. I work alongside, Dean Fraser. And, you name it, the great Ibot Cooper was my teacher. He taught me in school as well.
Okay, so basically what you're saying to us now that all along you've been in music. You're born in a music.
Yeah, I'm born in it. I was also the 2012 festival winner for Jamaica 50. JCDC, the youngest and the third woman to have won it as well.
What year was this?
2012. With a song called Real Born Jamaican.
People, we know we are reason with that. When I want to rush up, I want the people to hear what she's saying. She was the 2012 festival.
Yeah,
Winner. What was the title of the song?
Real Born Jamaican.
All right. I'm going to play it for the people right now. See?
All right, man.
All right. Listen.
Down in Jamaica where me born and grow, a nice country where the food will flow. Women them at the pretty girls them and that, and the sun shines so bright giving us such a big glow. All around the world, the people want to know who we be. Let them know to buy them all with heart, but it's so sweet. Want to know our remedy to make we run our steps so far. Tourists come from near and far.
How we go?
Now we are real bunch of Jamaican.
No. And all that song that we come like on 2012, your voice a song. They call like it just voice it.
I say it fresh.
Yeah, man, I want you to just turn on the phone where you have a listen to more. You just turn it down a little bit. We'll get some feedback.
I'm on the phone and listen to.
For real?
No, probably at the playback.
Oh, the playback.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. Well, we want to work with this. You know what I mean? Now.
Yeah, you hear me better now?
Yeah.
All
right. Now. So, how long you been in the game though? How long? Since when? 2012. You was a winner. You know what I mean? So it's so like you been in the game quite some time. So let me know when you really start.
I've been in the game like probably roughly about 14 years, but professionally about 4 years, going 5 years now. From a band, I do music, and but I decided to take it up more professionally, like 5 years ago.
Oh, so tell us some of the people where you work with, because this voice where you have, you sound like you're a world singer. You don't sound like you're just a reggae singer.
Well, I've had the chance to grace the stage, as I say, with that Miss Diana King.
Diana King, okay.
Queen Africa. I had the chance to work with King Yellowman, performed with him.
Yeah.
I was taught by the best Iba Cooper from Third World. Recently I did a tribute last year for the Jury Awards for the late Bunny Wailer. So rest in peace, Bunny Wailer, because I don't know if music still live on. And that was a great experience too, for perform in front time.
Hold on, as you talk about Bunny Wailer, are you saying that he's buried already or what? Because I didn't hear that clearly. He's buried for real?
No, I'm not buried, no. But
I'm
not buried.
Oh, you scared me a while ago. Come here and say,
No.
Okay. Now, you've been in the music 4 years now, right? Now, tell us some of the places where this music take it, because more the people to understand all of the fans upon the live and all of the people that want to get involved in music. How serious you have to take this music, and because this music can take you places. Now, I want to know some of the places where this music take you.
Why I'm go Japan, Zurich, Hungary, Russia. Some places I can't even pronounce. So like I've been to a lot of places. Call it that.
People on a year, more on a year, you know. So all of the artists that were upon the live where in this business you have a joke, you know. Don't take this thing for a joke. You have to take this thing serious, because this business you can't take it places. Now, in the pandemic here, Abby, you know, it was a big disaster to the music fraternity. I want to know what you do to keep everything still current. You know,
Well, you know, I started doing lives, performing for my fans. I did a live show as well. You know, a whole 1 hour set dedicated it to my fans. Of most of my songs, and you know, I had a live show, a talk show as well. You know, bringing in artists and reasoning with them as well. And I've been just writing and you know behind the scenes doing production work as well. You know, to better myself as an artist.
okay, so
I have I release a song called Black is the Color, you know, for Black history, which, you know, that has been a good success for me so far. Because you know, Black History Month, it shouldn't be a month that I just 1 month to celebrate with blackness every day. You get what I say? I have a song called One and Only. Some just are right, put out songs.
all right, hold on now. You see, because of Black History Month and it was International Women's Day the other day, I have to play that song. Stick up in. This is the song we should talk about. Black is the color. People, listen. Voice of the one, Abby Dallas.
Black is the color of my skin. Black is the color of my skin. I wouldn't have it any other way. Black is the color.
Yo, people, share the life, share the life.
You see me, do I make you feel inferior? Do I make you feel insecure? Well, I won't apologize for what God made me. I'm black and I'm proud and I sing it out loud. Black and I'm proud and I sing it out loud. You hate me 'cause you don't wanna accept that equally we are superior. Black is the color of my skin.
Yo, people want to make sure to get that, to have it on the playlist. Black is the color. Voice of the one, Abby Dallas. And I like, it sounds like you're in a different space when you're singing this song.
Yeah, it was a different, you know, vibration because of what I saw on social media, and you know, I went in tears, and it was as if, you know, one of my ancestors them come down from back in the days and say, black is the color of my skin, you need to write that. And you know, I just started writing. It took me like 10 minutes to write the song.
Wow.
Because I think it's a message that needs to be heard, and you know, all over the world, as I say, we need to teach our people that listen, Black is beautiful. And I wanted to write that song to say, listen, a little boy or a little girl that is of my color can look on it and say, I'm going to love myself regardless of what social media say is beauty. Black is beautiful and I'm beautiful. And that's what I wanted to say to people.
All right. Any album in the making?
Not right now. I mean, I just go wherever, you know, the vibe take me or my spirit take me. I've been just putting out songs. I have a next song coming out called Poppy Show. It's a dancehall song. And I have a freestyle about to drop with Skilly Bang Hot. I did a freestyle for that, so that's about to drop soon. So I don't know, as I know, I mix up the thing, but I just do one genre, you know, I do dancehall and reggae, so you know, to keep the spice nice and things. So look out for that.
All right. So did you say? I want to make sure me hear it here. You have a track coming out with Skilly Bang?
No, I did a remix of his song called Hot.
Oh no,
I
no.
don't know if you thought that into being, but I did a remix of. What you say?
Yeah, man, everything good. We just want to make sure, you know, cause if you know, we just, you don't know the thing go.
Yeah, you will get where I say.
All right, now, you know what's a Skilly Bang? I one of the street hot dancehall artists right now on the street, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, for real. Anything at a road, man, and he's a good artist. I rate him.
Well, listen to me. You see your voice with Skilly Bang?
Yeah.
A magic, you know.
Mad thing.
Yeah, magic. Someone speak to your team, you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can work on a thing on our side still because, you know, but me hear you on Skilly Bang. Me hear it.
Well, that's why I say I talk it into being, because even if I not that, I say, yeah, see it already.
All right. Now, you know what say? You have a lot of people right now who want to come home to Jamaica and can't come home. You know?
Yeah.
And based on the pandemic and all these things, see?
Mm-hmm.
Now, where you can tell the people on this side, you know what I mean, that want to come home to the land of reggae music. A lot of people want to come home. What can you tell them right now based on what going on in Jamaica?
Boy, I'm not like still like, you know, for the people who out there want to come back home, like just go and keep the faith and, you know, just look to God, say everything so change so them can come back home, because I'm not going to tell you, like, Jamaica right now, regardless of what one, at least I still can go on the beach. I still can hold a vibes on the beach and all them something there, and I eat two fish and them something, I still feel stress free, because even though things are going on, but just go and relax and know say it'll get better. Because nothing lasts forever, than only thing lasts forever is salvation.
All right. Well, you want you to know, Abby, see?
Yeah.
Want you tell the sound man them how them can find you, because you see now the pandemic, you know, money have to run in and more them, you know, more the wealth spread. Because you see upon the live, you know, crazy sound man upon the live, you know. So want you tell them how them can get a hold of you. You know what I mean? Or you can, you know, because do you make dubplate? Do you do dubplates?
Yeah, I do dubplate too.
Yeah, may I ask you, can I just play two dubplate from you?
Yeah.
All right, more you
Well,
give them,
I mean,
give
if
them
you
your
want
angles,
to
you know?
Sorry?
Why you give them the handles how them to find you?
Alright, if you want to link me on IG, it's The Abidallas, TheAbbyDallas, Facebook, Abidallas, Twitter Abidallas. If you want to link my manager and say, yo, we need a dub from Abidallas, you know, you can call 1-876-455-9955. 1-876-455-9955.
All right, Abby, hear what I say. I want to apologize for the time, because you don't know the thing going on. We know we're up on a schedule and you don't know the reason, kind of, you know.
No, you know, I understand, man. I mean, I learned a lot from the reasoning, so it's always good, you know, to know more, because knowledge is best.
All right. Now, more you give us something live, you know. Take us out with something live, you know, please, and thank you.
Wait, it's live? All right.
Yeah, man.
Where am I take out my mic? I'm so prepared, you know. You like give me the rhythm.
No.
1, 2, 1, 2. You ready, Gilo?
Yeah.
You turn up my mic?
Oh, where is it?
Go where I go? No, I'm not hearing nothing. Hold on. Gilo, I'm going with the mic. Oh, no. You hear me?
Yeah, man, you're good.
1. Alright, you might hear me. Where I go? Tell me where you're gonna tell me no. I'm not hearing nothing. Alright, run it. Hold on then, please.
People share the live now. Where Abidalas will take us out with our sweet vocals. Share the live, people. Share the live. If you're just joining us, we're reasoning with Abidalas, female artist coming out of Jamaica.
1, 2, 1, 2. I don't know what one.
Abby.
1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah?
If the music now, just give it a cappella, no? Yeah, move, sir.
Alright. You ready? Cause are you where we're planning? Alright, may I just give him a cappella? Watch it. If you don't I'll stand right by you. Baby boy, if your loving is not a show, who be now call me really up and know. Tired of waiting, I'm going to vain. Pulling on me all both of us out the van. Ever knew I be could be this way? Need you like gold, but I need him clear. I'm still dreaming right and never go astray. Boom.
Yeah, you hear the voice, man. All the voice on sweet. People, Abidalas, all the way from Jamaica. Remember, go follow her up on Instagram, go follow her up on our social media platform. Remember, you can get the music. Where we can get the music again?
Well, it's all on all digital platform, iTunes, Spotify. Make sure the stream is Spotify, iTunes, cause Amazon, everywhere you can think of. Link me on Facebook at Abidalas. You don't know IG, subscribe to my YouTube page, Abidalas.
All right. Mad love, mad respect. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. You're welcome. Big up.
All right.
And big up to Jah Mikey too.
Yeah, man, you don't know the things that people share the live, when you say that ignorance, when you say a bad man thing, right now, I feel like I do 2 boxing, what you say? Yo, Jah Mikey, I want you to check in with you right now. Once again, big up Abidalas, big up Chin for the reason, you know what I mean? Big up Jamrock Records. I want to say big up to Backyard Magazine, you know what I mean? I want to say big up Music Phil and the whole crew, you don't know, more Jamrock Records, Little Thunder Music, Little Thunder Sound. I want to say big up to Lock and Keys. With all due respect and ignorance, Jah Mikey, you need to check in right now before we have to.
Yo, them for know the mighty Little Thunder this. And a bad general attack, you know. You know when me talk, no dog, no bark, you know, when I left my team. I would have my ramp with a wheel like the whole flipping scheme. Yo, Fire Lion, say a thing. Access granted. Bassa. I would have my ramp with round a Little Thunder. Yo, Dan Ignorance. Hear me, the man, John Frost. The whole team. Yo, Scourge, ready. I would have my ramp with a bad general attack, you know me thing go. Son boy, no need for know. Yo, and the commandment for the sound them. The idiot them, the little no-name clown them. Wanna know the business, dog. A Little Thunder sound, warn them. Commandment 1. Son boy, you know for playing a splice song. If you play a fake, automatically use a dead man. Splice dub plate in a class not supposed to happen. So if you play a splice, Little Thunder go give you coffin. Commandment 2. Every sound for know that. Little Thunder play the song already? So don't play it back. But can't believe when so much song they in the business. When I play back song, I play already. Like say them no business. Commandment 3. Me be the worst one around. No sound man, no for tell promoter, no for book another man sound. Some of them boy are in a sound business, you know. Them brutal. I carry feelings for man like some 15-year-old schoolgirl. Commandment 4 is a simple thing. If you never get a crown yet, don't call yourself a king. I'm tired for see king that son and king this son over Facebook. And them never in a clash yet. My youth. That's
check. Yeah, man. Well, you don't know the thing on the people, and so the reasoning from night on. You know, say other caliber, man like Chinwe, where bring sound clash on a different level. Him have a lot to say. I mean, know so there's still a lot more where him can say. And big up the lady, Abby. You understand? Big up yourself. But right about now, you don't know it's all about Jah Mikey one, all the way out of California. Sorry about the late start there, from, but you have say the interview that kind of, carry a little further than wait it's supposed to go, but it's good. So everything good?
Yeah, make me plug in, then we're ready, you know?
Yeah, man, for real. Shoot up the place. I mean, big up to everybody on the live stream. Share up the live, people. Share up the live. Jah Mikey one. Yeah, man, good.
Look at him. It's all right, right?
Yeah.
Check. All right, cool. I would say blessing of greetings in the name of the Most High, I still say the first Jah, Rastafari to the world. Big up Nickel Thunder Sound. Big up the whole of Canada. Big up the whole of Cali. Big up the US. Big up Jamaica on that check-in. Big up everybody worldwide. Yeah, man, big up Father Chin. Abby Dallas, the whole works, you know? The program are going nice. Just the Rastaman sound there. So from now, we just a check-in.
Jamaica was so real urban.
Yeah, man, share the link. Rastaman starting to work right now.
Ready or not, here I come. You can.
Make us start it different.
Jamaica gonna find.
Yeah, man, share that link like on the IG. Let me roll now.
Ready or not, here I come. You can hide.
Salute to all the ladies, all the women, all the queen.
And make sorry. You can away from this stuff that gets you crazy. You lazy, little jump and sound.
How you mean?
And anywhere you go, my crew's gonna know.
You must pick up Nickel Thunder in the whole of Canada, yeah, man.
Oh no, you get away from this stuff that gets you crazy.
Yeah, man, share the link, check.
Jump and sound, oh yeah. Ready or not, here I come. You can hide. Jamaica gonna find you and kill you slowly. Ready or not, here I come.
Make a bless up that IG life. Big up to the Canada that check-in. Soul Survivors can big up Cosmic on the check-in, Brooklyn. I mean, big up all the rest of people worldwide. Big up Nature, Top 10 and all of Jamaica. Shelby, Fire, Jai.
On the street, the Charlie jumping on the river when we're ready.
Reading by the stroll down, big up the brother, True Keys. All right, let's turn up the sound now.
Rastafari love, Jah Mikey, so Rastafari love. Yeah, play this a beat back, so yeah. Rastafari moving sound, no gossip. Rastafari.
Let's see Nickel Thunder and a Rasta sound. Big up Father Chin, a Rasta man. Let's get tonight's program, a Rasta program. Big up Rasta Abby Dallas, I have been impressed. Big up the whole of Florida and that check-in.
You got.
They could tell them for their life, Nickel Thunder.
Just goes crazy. Just goes crazy, son boy. Just goes crazy, son boy. Out of time. Jah Mikey from building cabbage.
Check. How is sound for the life?
Yeah, man. Jah Mikey one sound, line sound. Give the right one for my.
Yo, big up everybody for that check. It's always, how you mean, real urbanist.
Just goes crazy.
Yo, can you pick up yourself, Rasta man? Little turn up on the life.
Jah Mikey from building cabin.
Hold on, the Mikey.
Yo, change, pick up yourself. Jersey badness.
Yeah, it needs to plug in properly.
The Wi-Fi is not good, but we just a push through.
No, under the Wi-Fi. You need to plug it in properly.
You want me to plug it in again?
Yeah, because before you plug it in, the audio was good to look like it has come out. You have a case for the phone, Mikey?
Check.
Yeah, man, we want the sound fix up, man. Wait, man. Hold on.
All right, easy. Hold on.
Plug out.
Yo, yeah, talk to me now.
No, man, we want the sound for play good, man. You have a case on the phone?
Yeah, that's what you think it is?
Yeah, for sure, because it's not going in properly. So you have to take off the case. Take off the case, man. For you take off the case and it select properly inside the, because you see as you plug it in on your walkway, it like a drop out, you know? So you go, yeah, man, you go good, you know, man. Don't know. We fix everybody machine.
Just give me a thumbs up, we're ready again.
Say good. Yeah, well, for your plug in, you're good to go, man. Supposed to up and go.
All right, check.
Yeah,
Right,
that sound
again.
better now.
John
Yeah, man,
Star.
so we know where the
Let's go
people.
listen tonight. The sound all right? Give me a signal. Better? All right, cool. All right.
Let us showcase the sound for the IP live. Little Thunder, ready again. Let us start it. Hey, Jah Mikey, you're so good to me. How is sound now? How is sound? I can't refuse it. Alright. What got to be got to. I feel like I'm saying, thank God we are ready now. Pick up the whole of Brooklyn and let's check in. Sammy Dreadlocks, Rasta man. I got no in the promised land. But I feel like oh. Salute to Barbarian and music where we love it. That's right. I say the world is broken. Sure people and if you're lucky, together we always are you right there? The sun is right there. The sun is right there. The moon is right there. Are you really right there? Are you really right there?
Next thing, right? With the internet to where I use Wi-Fi or I use use Wi-Fi or I use that. I have to use one out of the one or the other. Don't use both of them at the same time. So you have to turn off one of them. Yeah, man. And then the volume, I don't know, maybe the jack not select properly. I feel say that I go on, you know, because it not play good when it plug in and then after a few, then it's like the volume drop, you know. Yeah, man. But what am I gonna do? But I'm gonna go forward again, people, after I'm fix up everything, and then we're good to go, you know. Yeah, man. Yeah. Tell me about it.
Yo, and the commandment for the sound them, the idiot them, the little no-name clown them.
All right, so Jamaica one day again. Yeah, man, make him check in, man. I hear me.
Commandment one. Sound boy, enough for playing a splice
Sure.
sound. If you play a fake, automatically use a dead man. Splice dub plate in a clash not supposed to happen. So if you play a splice,
Collation family, big up yourself. DJ Link.
second, every sound for know that.
Scatter eye, big up yourself. Matching.
Don't play it back. But can't believe it.
Game man and silent badness, you know.
Man, I play back some
Oh.
already. Like said them no business. Commandment 3. Me be the worst one around.
Big up the whole of Bermuda.
Tell promoter no for book another man sound. Some of them boy are in a sound business.
Yeah. Me I wonder how I go and fire. Maybe you don't plug in proper. We feel say that time the wire loose or so, you know. Cause when you plug
Yeah,
in
I
and
don't know, bro. Most times. Yeah.
Huh?
We use the same setup every time, so you know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, man. So try it again, Nancy.
All right.
Let me try it.
When we plug in, we can't hear you. So when we plug in,
Yeah,
we
man,
can-
more of
yeah.
us.
All right.
Yeah, man, more of us. Father G, big up. See, royalty family, big up yourself. You don't know. See, big up everybody.
Yeah,
on the
check.
Don't know anything.
Check one again.
Yeah.
Ready for the live.
All right, we hear you. So we can hear what the song sound.
Music again.
This is us together alongside Jah Mikey one song.
Yeah, man, big up everybody on their life. Liquid Thunder life. How is sound? All right, man.
Big up yourself.
Big up to all of the UK and the check-in. Big up the brother True Keys to Strong Dad. Yeah, be chatting the whole family chatting. How is sound, Cali? Big up. So it's for starting. Ready, Liquid Thunder. Look. Stylist, you know, sound good, talk to me. Share the link, pick up everybody for the live.
John style, I can't believe.
Man, Ratila, set up. Jah Mikey for all time. We go all around. Emperor Haile Selassie. He said, "Be royal majesty." Emperor Haile Selassie. We don't know what Thunder. You call out. Jah Mikey one song at the station. Playing roots and culture for the nation. Reggae musically donation.
John Star, I can't believe.
Oh, Jah Rastafari.
Yeah, I don't know over Swagwan. So I beat the Rasta tonight.
Up. John, they don't sound good for real. Some people are giving you a signal like it good, and the rest of them like it not good. Then I get it.
Manifestation.
We try to find the voice for their life, IG live. I don't need
Jah Mikey one champion sound. Just let the truth manifest itself. God's song was made out of love. Forever be to your brother's true love. God's respect is over your world. But why should a son boy be ungrateful? After all he's done, Jah Mikey one.
How you mean?
Someone, you never gonna hear no sound.
Yeah, but it's come good now.
There never gonna be no sound that's sweet.
Big up everybody for the life.
There never gonna be no sound that's rough as Jah Mikey
How
one.
some people say it sound good and the rest of them say it not sound good. That don't make no sense to me. Original, Mr. Prophet. No carbon. All right, Liquid Thunder, big up yourself. Let me play some music for the life. Be quiet, Jah Mikey one sound is gonna give you a sound tonight. Jah Mikey one sound has taken another sound. Make we find it for the life. But champion sound I know. No matter how they fuss and go on, because I read these things in. Big up to all of the UK. When the sound is going down, all the rest of people worldwide, how you mean? They're beating and national team, and the sound going down. Yeah, man, simple. When the sound is going down, Yeah, man, a vibe just a turn on. Original taxi, how you mean?
Go down to Jah Mikey one song. All of the sounds got to go down.
One more liquor roll, ready again. Big up on Blake on the check in order to Bruce, man. Empress Cali, Cali, I check in.
It was happening. Soundboy one. They say I got Jah Mikey one. And they say Sound Clash one.
Member share the link.
Jah Mikey one, sound one, so good.
Russellman Sound a showcase for the 19 life, how you mean? People feature up and coming artists on the rise. He goes by the name of Rasai. For the nickel on the platform, listen.
Said you anytime you rolling with me, please don't let me gully tree.
Brand new artist, nickel thunder, get used to the artist, Rasai.
Said if you know me, then you know say I am in urban.
Big up all the herbalist for their life. I for represent that conscious sound, that Rasta sound. Once again, get familiar, new artist, Rasai.
Said you let me gully. Anytime you rolling with me, please don't
pick up yourself, baby, a real Rasta, a real herbalist.
Anytime you rolling with me. Said if you know me, then you know say I am in urban. If you know me, then you know say girl.
Tiny last pick up yourself, let's you know
me, then you know.
Roll on the chicken.
If you know me, then you know.
Listen, Jax, listen.
Got her feeling mother, brother, sister, I'm a brother. Look how they try to spring everyone together. Hospital, but I joyful sound. Each other is a people all around. Jah Mikey tell the gully.
I only get used to the artist, Rasai.
Please don't let me gully cheese. Anytime you're rolling with me.
But you know the original part that we don't make a fun of. Let's just play this from the friends from Peru. But tell those squad.
Early, sound fast morning, Mikey one comfy cut boys to all.
Them dead for the life. You see how we play this fit? Big up Sammy Trailer, Soul of Brooklyn for their life. You know what they say so?
And you fall up a shit. I will make you a bomb. Someone, you fall up a shit. I will make you a bomb. So just give me in the dark. In a high school like me. You want to come beat me up, but you can't do that. I might be one sound. Lift your ear to the ground.
I will say different for their life.
We are beating my big international.
Think of all the coalition, so I mean. Share the link, send that link to Rasai. What we tell them for their life?
Yes, our enemies, make them be like footsteps.
I mean, big up Avatar, big up Jack. I feel like it, I mean.
As long as we can be of help to someone, let's not be hasted. It just isn't true. To others,
we said different
to you. Our praises be to the author of the Trinity. Peace and body love.
I mean, big up True Keys, the slow down.
The race is not for the sweet for once. You're the carry such a young with the body plans. So know yourself sound man.
Listen to that singer DJ. Rush Tyler, listen.
Race is not for the sweet for once. Mr. Them carry cause I am with them funny plans. So know yourself sound man. There might be one killing your sound, killing your tongue bad sound. Jah Mikey one sound is one of the greatest in church.
But Thunder, you know which part they carry me there? With life on the IG, we just hold up and represent with song. Oh, you know which part of Cali? Yeah. Yeah, man, big up Strode and Chokies, the Dan. Fire, big up yourself, Jai. Big up the owner, Jersey, Jets member. Big up all the country people, big up everybody listening to right now. Big up the whole of Canada, you know I always stay inside. Inside with no friends, we got good run from while I'm down, we're just sleeping in a tree, but we can't put them next in a sleep on. Yeah, but that's the Buster Jersey 2019. Know that mix, I mean. Well, you know why I'm on this line tonight? Give up to all the Canada, you know what? They're on the line. Oh, God. All right. Oh, yeah. It's simple, it goes on the big up. All we're talking about. Jah Mikey wants down, and he come to kill yourself in your hometown. Jah Mikey gonna kill yourself. The rest of us gonna make yourself more. Jah Mikey gonna kill yourself, and it won't be done. You don't wanna think about the showcase, anything goes Wednesdays. Just feel like play some Rasta song for the night. Original Thunder Bingo. Right. All right, let's see. You so never dead. No matter what you play. Yeah. You do the dance. And you will see. Jah Mikey kill your song so easily. California champion, I pray thee. Why you so worried? It's the blessings for the life. When I watch the army, we just go through. I mean, don't you know? Look how the spirit behind the sun. Because the way the cards from us. We need a secret presents for love. Jah Mikey should have in the street. Violently speak unto them as wrath and vex on the soul is pleasure. Wherever I said I things upon the holy mountains of Zion. I will know the clear decree. Jah Mikey has said unto thee. When we said big up to all in Canada, we couldn't come back this night, Thunder. Represent the artist, blessed be. Big up to all in Canada, East, West, North, and South. Surely just the label Jah Mikey with the song from the same that song by nice and pestilence. Just don't come with his feathers and under his wings, shine like trust. Just truth shall be a shield and buckler. And I shall not be afraid. People blessed be all the rest of people worldwide. Destruction of pockets in the darkness. 10,000 shall fall at Jah Mikey's side. Another 10,000 at my right hand. No harm shall come nigh. Only with thine eyes shall thou see the destruction of a soul guy. So just to lift thy up, let's not that was against a stone, only man but I King Selassie I. One more blessed be Psalms 23 Rasta. Okay. Jah Mikey walk through the valley of death. We are killed so good we don't fear. Jah will lift me up, blessed I that's my foot against the stone, they put in our way. No evil that they cast against Jah Mikey shall never prosper. For the Lord is thy shepherd. Jah Mikey shall lead the way. Jah will lift me up and build me up. We go blessed be all the rest of people worldwide. Cause the Most High is You know what we put you up first? They wanna fight for the life. Think about the hard working people right through that clarity. Are you me?
So you just remember you some trying to the earth. But you think see
You think that's a long time?
Jah Mikey, sound so rough. Jah Mikey, sound so tough. Jah Mikey, sound so rough.
Big up prophet, king of fire.
Killing themselves for the longest while. We can't do no fucking walk beside. Killing themselves for the longest while. Never get right, Papa, another man Kyle. Killing themselves for the
Yeah, man, anything goes each Wednesday.
But now we can stop in the side. Killing themselves for the longest while. Give away more than one day.
We said big up Father, kill big up Bobby Dallas. Big up Little Thunder. We turn up the vibes for the life before we die.
Jah Mikey one
When I stop telling them,
oh, Mikey one. Please just a guide, walk beside me. I'm the flavor, I'm the enemy, but I know that I will walking beside me. You're my baby from brother.
let me try to turn down one of the speakers, make it better for something. Yeah. We stay big up on our hard work, you know, the God bless. You know what we say, so we go turn down. I might keep bleeding on the vice for the life. We go back to us, our hard working people ready.
Let's go from the ones that when you run them off the jam in the air.
Go into them for the life they did.
And your son was that. Greatness are running on me blood, And I'm more. But then I'm young. Greatness are running on me blood, And Jah Mikey. When you get them ones to be done in the And Jah Mikey. Guess what? This is a show like a blood, Jah Mikey.
Jah Mikey one son.
Over to the shoes of the life.
What house? Wicked man thing. Overworker.
What an easy thing for you, let me tell them.
Yeah, flavor. You wanna not wicked man thing. No, not urgent. Wicked man thing. What was
you don't you see us come from Gary? Never receive. Maybe if they're thinking I was the one that I make with them, who did them nickel done down?
Man boss, we are the mascots. We are platform, we are one plus. And we are people for the mascots. Why come? You know we come. I tell it so I love you the tough. They call turn round.
We go for every spot of life.
No more can cut. Jah Mikey got tell by Cali can catch. Don't kill your heart, no feel can stand. We are your mouth and be a catch. You know they have meat like fear crasta.
You know me reach the life.
Pull up in on the bimmer. Anything and come every kill and no drink. You're not hooked to the rhythm.
Shadow, we just try to find a life. You know, go to thunder.
Rich man, this thing has been looking up with some sound rope in the house like America push. We bad like time for a little way of put Mikey man. We are kick road enough gun in our lane look like back road, yo. When you feel better, we have found the one when name loud and
you see that sound from Cali? Nigga doing a Sacramento and checking kill like he's a steal from Earth. Jammy.
Put the phone up in the crime zone. Tell us anything tough like big stone.
Fire that nigga up, Johnny. Oh, you see the water Canada, you see Little Thunder sound.
Mikey up there. yard. I make you think it was so hard. More than good times,
Fight for the life.
team up, go play, yeah. When you fight, why?
When we tell them junglers, all right, shoot up their life, don't stop.
Kill a day, they're going to grow. Wow, but I beat them a pole. That's why I get tell them about violence. Pull up and them to kill that dumb fool.
But Charlie, make we tell who of them right now upon their life.
Yeah, Jah Mikey one son, Rasta man son, Ganja man son, California Bombardier champion son.
But not here, we still put back first, no this.
Like I every other day, fight it when you try. Them no mention me, them no feel another life. Jah Mikey, low pussy, we'll go without a life.
Shoot for their life, you could put I am in.
This new set to us, no in everybody. No few worry, I know everybody there. Now I know perfect, Jah Mikey swing the data. He's at the
Shoot up their life.
You know, men and tell where them was. Millions of
We don't do what it's Canada, I am in.
Slow down. Make them over and wet, see and then the most of the time, never lose one sweat, not give a fuck me.
People call it every spot in life, carry think of yourself like this.
Jah Mikey, leave a thing about it. I back up off the top, just to sing about it. They want it to ride around.
Don't let them think Rasta like this alone, make we tell them for the life.
You ain't got this. Jah Mikey one, some boy a pussy, yeah,
some of them,
rookie, yeah, nothing them can do it, yeah, run bout
I don't bad sound from Cali.
Yeah, when
we look for the life.
When I sing a song bad like when I start Maria, okay, I'm gonna think on the trap 50, go right for that club 50. I'm working.
Yo, Jai, pick up your stuff, go to New York, and I check it. Syracuse, Arts. But Tony, you know I didn't catch this one man Rastaman sound from Cali. Pick up the bad man friend Choki, his brother for life, destroy that. But we not stop putting the work and represent with sound. I mean, some of them say trouble when them never trouble. That ignorance because they step more than little thunder. Yo, they don't know that you make the same time as Scotty. Oh. Yo, silent assassin, pick up yourself on the chicken all around Rhode Island. You know why we do this IG live, you know why? We love the action, let me tell them lovers. I mean, man, this for the life. I mean, listen to the lovers. Jai 46. But big up Lico to the herbalist sound. Big up on the bunch of people on the life. You know what this is, Sonamian? Debbie Jammy. Yo, last evening of yourself on that chicken. I don't know what with my ring, but we're not stuck shoes. What do you need? You need you. That's your part. People go up top bus. Real herbalist. Big up every hustle, every job, every 9 to 5, every hard work will make that money to that quality. Big up all the Jersey, all the New York, Florida, Georgia, Atlanta. no joking, boy. You're a bad sound there.
Yes, man. Kill sound and for it, kill sound there. I am it. Jah Mikey, man. Real jungle. I'm a bad bitch. So the anger from a gun, broad. Hey, Jah Mikey, man. Real jungle. I'm a David Tugya. Hey, Jah Mikey, man. Real jungle. Only family and still for
we can shop on the line, man.
Take my chances, I'm a take risk. Look the gun, keep it close now. We're not taking it.
You think that's alone?
If I don't bump the pussy big on him, from the
shoes up their life.
They must be dead and with a bar with a we tell everyone them can't hold me down again. No matter my little money, make them turn a corner. Even start money down, you don't go and corner. You don't spend the pussy free down to my seller. Feel the love and the kid and you should be talking better. I'm gonna fucking on the right, you don't fuck up the leather.
You ever receive a game, you think of doing it up the ice class
in the house, but we also better. But you want to not just up better, just to my house, just not for the Jah Mikey when I come with leather. Now, only if you stop this and go for it.
We said we go play for hard work, but you know how much money we want you make for that year 21?
$1 million. Jah Mikey, my son, we don't need a
money.
Fuck your girl in the boy, like go. Jah Mikey, my son, tell them say, all I gotta say to them, even know that. From them wake up, I get my body fall back.
What you think that's alone for the life?
Drive around the thing.
Me want you listen right now, little thunder. Think of all the ladies for the hiking. All the episode woman.
So we don't care if I tell them now, but we don't know better. She living it up and she out there.
Listen.
Hey, open your body, feet, Jah Mikey, and sound them at the boss. Rasta man, you fuck your baby, that top class, cocky. Chop up in the belly like say you're upstart. Them a top notch, every girl a jump down. Just give me the to the fuck like hard. Don't let me
on the steel. Snow White, think about the ladies.
Alright then, baby girl. Feel me come money when you
nice with the love. But you see, I think that's alone. Listen.
So we don't care. She a sound boy. When we are
different. Thunder, listen. On the back sound, listen.
Yeah, we know Jah Mikey one son. Bumbo class. All the ladies Jah Mikey banky pass. Bad man there, you know see your top class. Jump up in the headlights like your upstart. He might have done some boys up. Before we go now.
So they hear that's two songs, but that's two don't play the same song different, right?
We love my Rafi touch the ball.
But you hear the next one and the next one. Count this on the third one. Listen.
So we don't care. Put the high grade when we out there.
We write the lyrics that we give DJ.
Don't play. Yeah,
we no part of Urbanist. Listen.
Put the high grade, not care what it costs. Jah Mikey when you want the high grade back. Straight push man smoke and a bra. Run the weed either straight in the eyes.
We go part of Urbanist for that life. And so we do things different. Only time you hear when me play, listen.
So we don't care. Put the high grade when we out there. We make it tough there. Here we know Jah Mikey on Canada. Put the high grade, not care what it costs. Jah Mikey when you want the high grade.
I tell.
Straight push man smoke and a bra. Run the weed either straight in the heart. Come Charlie still be Rasta. We don't know when the brains are in the last part. Hear me not Jah Mikey. I grade weed with lighty. I grade weed and rum body. Mix it with the gum body. You don't know me. You want some.
Pick up every Urbanist for their life. What you mean?
And from me I go tell you this. So you're now getting none body. I grade weed. You can't go body. Jah Mikey one. Love it totally.
You want to restart?
All
right, you ready? Tell me what. Yeah, man, anytime you're ready, we're good because, you know, restart.
No, man, we're not for restart. Hold on.
Thunder, talk to me now.
Yeah, no, man, remember, say, I think it's going to play about 20 minutes. And then, yeah, you gonna play after again?
Me no know now. The whole thing, you know what I mean? Because of the time, me never know. Me think just one thing me gone to. You tell me though.
Okay.
But how it sound though? Because I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the volume did still look a bit in and up and down, but it never a 3 bad still. No, sometimes when you connect still, it's like there's something probably on the other side that on the iRig that you have to adjust to really get the good sound because the mic is clear, but the music just a little bit lower, you know. Yeah, but people still hear it, man, because them say be a fire, you just put up the screen a while ago.
Oh, you tell me, I hear program this, so I do give thanks, you know, regardless. So you just tell me, you know?
Yeah, man, for real, because the vibe's good, man. But anything you know people want to say, because we cannot burn up like 5-10 minutes and then you will forward again and play. Because you play at least a half an hour still, but that which is good. So you can work again still, no problem, bro.
You want to
Yeah,
play
man.
then? You want to play, and then if you want, I can punch back in, you know?
Yeah, I play at least a 5-10 minutes and then you punch in again. Wanna say people, you know it chop. Yeah, man. So people wanna share the life in a Father G, go and big up yourself, you don't know. See him big up to all the people that
Go,
check
so
in right
me
now.
just listen, me soon link then.
Yeah, man. About 10 minutes or so. We now go over there, you know. That's don't know a thing. Yeah, man. Big up the ladies, them we check in tonight, people. Don't know a thing. Well, where's the John for us? Can play a couple songs for the people, them for the ladies, them especially, them still check in and thing. So, big up to everybody, man. Like me say, Brooklyn Tech 9, big up. So you don't know a thing. Yeah, man. We done did interview already, G. Yeah, man. We reached with them already. So
check.
Yeah. So
two.
right now, people, you don't know a thing going on. Play some song, not no wrong, right?
Yeah, man, a little turn down one channel right now, you know, so I don't play to make some sound boy can't steer them. Can't turn now about the kind of don't know, so right now we're rapping about the big up about original singing melody, needless in the more kind of long talking, just come kill them for sure. Hey! A little thunder, the girl them say them not for fun that, because watch them money at thunder. You saw me, I say, hey, run the track there, because right about now, hey! Yo, run the track road boy, correct how the girl them thing, and you don't know. You saw me, I say,
1, 2. What go on, anything goes. Watch it, girl.
On a new relationship with you, this is what you do. Think about a ring and all the things that come along with you make me.
You know, we just a check in from night.
On a new relationship with you, this is what you do. Think about the sun and all the things that come along with you.
Watch your ladies.
You make before anything came between us. Like my best friend. Go on and used to run and talk to you when you and I girl were at the job. He used to say it'll be okay to do on a nice day.
Oh, so big up to Jah Mikey, one sound. Right now, me a part with the woman them. Ladies, watch ya. Watch me New York, woman them. Say ya be. Watch ya now. What was stepper? Best pretty way I did. Sweet honey. Ladies. You know, like a ton of the woman them sound. Right now, I'm not striking the line. I'm telling you, turn up for the woman them. Girl. But like bad girl. Like giving a tight to enough. Short now.
Soon upon the sit and little thunder, I steer them a draw, second gear, them a shout, them a cheer.
Boy!
Them know say I must be no your wear, pretty diamond ring, and no expensive.
Ladies!
If some little girl, them a flip up on a chair, but I don't do them a cheer, tell them she cannot.
But up to my 90s, woman them. My 80s babies. Watch it. Don't think I'm going to say take care about it too, you know. You know, you ever look good. They cut out the ladies.
African girl, them are the blacker girl, New York girl, them are the fatter girl, Jamaican girl.
When you see the Rasta them, you see the Katunda sound.
Give me the yapta setter girl, no one no flapper setter girl, the tapper setter girl, no one no japper setter girl. You walk like a girl, and you suit no make a girl. And we go take a girl, not you just a better girl. Best setter girl, east and west setter girl. You give me more, Kunule setter girl.
Watch it.
Give me it's a party, sunfest setter, super press setter girl, liquid thunder setter. The girl them cute, the girl them fat, the girl them looking.
Black when the party at a little whatever enjoy themselves.
Now me Benza escalate, you know what them ya go for. They call them and plus fat. Liquid thunder, girl them cute, they call them fat, they call them looking better. Give me the cutest set, girl them cat to them me refer.
Ladies.
Come on, you get busy. Just shake that booty non-stop when the beat drop. Just keep singing it, get busy. Get drunk up, percolating.
Yeah, some girl them look at what them can't dance.
But don't get busy. Want to see you get live on the lyrics on the ride on the rhythm.
Why your waistline?
Girl, nobody can do you nothing because you don't know.
Lick a ton that ladies them.
Like sexy ladies want war with us. War with us, they can't war with us. In the club, the more flex with us. Get next with us, the more next with us. Lick the thunder sound, say you got to play.
We're going to tell them a Sean Paul fans them now.
It's all good, let's turn them on.
You know, like a thunder from 92 till now.
Let's get it on till the early morning. It's all good.
And the ladies say machine, and we are chop.
We make it clap.
Chop it say.
Make the thunder sound to make it clap. I talk to you and fit the lady.
Ladies, hear me.
Little thunder sound, yo. We don't really care what them want play. Scrooge and I go watch what them want do. Exit and not to stick to the girls like Luke. But man, not play them.
Chop it say.
Don't you say this time is getting changed?
Yeah, some boy I shake up the thing.
Need another bad girl in.
We are Rasta, we keep the thing straight all the time.
I don't really care what them want play. Little thunder and watch what them want do. I and I stick to my girls. I dirty out, dirty ain't little thunder sound. Little sound up today to the port them. Can't give up in the general report.
We tell them, say, look at that one of the baddest sound got macaroni right now, you know. We talk about different. We don't play top 10, we play top song. What you juggling? Tonight.
Walk up on stage, band them. Gonna start a clash with them. It's 9 band them.
What you chop now?
This warrant gonna be easy. USD every train is away back by this will be at this end.
Woman gas station there. Watch your fire up on the screen, dance.
All them fools, they are tough up them mouths.
Thunder roll out.
No little thunder. Rise up the matic, jump and we a bust it pan. Kill we come to kill them. Most them a funny man. Replay song, see youngster bus blank. Now a gunshot time.
We don't keep watching one friend.
Little thunder a play, we no rookie. When I left the 45 and the 9s and the O's. Tell them say, we no afraid of nobody. We kill jump and sound where we happy.
You have some boy run off them mouth for one day.
And we step out.
Them a call up like a thunder name in a group.
Jump out.
Them a go like them bad, but them not bad. Them fear for call when you in a public. Let me tell them something tonight.
No, auntie pussy, pop it as a pussy. Look like you see a couple when you love
pussy.
Auntie pussy, start it a pussy.
Just call it a in public.
Auntie pussy, pop it as a pussy. Seems like you see a couple. All right.
What of them?
What is that you wicked and you so bad and you so cool? Jump up in the witches and make fish.
New generation time. What do some legend? Oh, they go sit down. All timer. Dinosaur.
Man, you up in that and make your catch a dirty goal. Auntie pussy, pop it as a pussy.
So me say.
Like you see a couple where you.
Anyway, they could talk about them.
Auntie pussy, pop it as a pussy. See, no, not chatting.
It's not normal.
Auntie pussy, pop it as a pussy. All right.
Me I bet my life by anyone is step to Little Thunder.
No mercy. I just got a bigger man like that ignorance. A man like Stamina G, man like Jano, man like Scoochie.
Different mood mean after 21.
Another word, we not gonna further. Little thunder, not talk and them to get murder. Another word, blood run like water. So told me business to kill them on me pleasure. In paradise, little thunder, them treasure. On the Mach 11 and the 8K, Mama got me gun in on me hand. Finger and trigger.
What me say?
Mama see me Glock 19.
You have some other black business like them alone for us. Load the youth, them make them prosper.
We kill them.
What of them?
Missy police, I know you take over. You don't wanna kill them from no commissioner. Not another word, we not gonna further. Little thunder not talk, you forget murder. Jail parent to chain and finch. Let them know. We
We not fight for no border, no gully, no gun.
What we say?
Country we say. Country we say.
What of them?
You and your
We don't need no title.
Country we say. Country.
Liquor turn now.
Here who a barber, who a body bomber.
A country we say.
Country.
What are some people, man?
Like Obama, we tired of this.
We don't care about people that on the live.
Country we say.
We are playing for entertain who they are.
Fuji rather got the gallows. Make sure with the personal mind who you are follow. Just keep this war music.
Oh, that the country boss.
Stop being dirty like a gina mother wallow. Gangsta feel life and every pill you swallow. Stooge are the teacher, some men when brain no shallow. Than ignorance like.
You know what I'm worried about? Liquor thunder sound.
Country we can't go check me bridge.
We found from Montreal. Them say Montreal a bush place.
A country we
them say one country place. Them living in the city.
But what? Hear me now, man. Some boys say them taking over where boy. When the clash doesn't start, no set we over get boy.
Stop USA, UK. Gunshot a spray. Some boy you gonna die for sure. Gunshot a bust your marriage up on the floor. You a die for sure. What are US people them? Whole of Toronto. No my yard. Claim say them rich but the pussy. St. Vincent. But I'm a Caribbean. Liquor thunder there. Son boy, know this. They dinner the dance. They dinner the dance. The son boy a jump and prance. Them a dead inna the dance. They dinner the dance. Classic sound a play.
Tonight, liquor thunder today. Alright.
Pick up Night Talk sound in the building. But a liquor thunder sound is a truck without break.
Again, liquor thunder come again. Just a pump of them. Hey, some operator boy are getting confused now. Listen to thunder when they know that they lose now.
Me and boy, I defend my son any time of the day. The boy can't walk out for me and me run.
The champion time.
Me always have my war suit and my machine.
Like a soldier. And he said, take a thunder sound.
Me don't see nobody over afraid of.
Let us be like a soldier. And he said, take a thunder.
Me don't tell a young youth themselves, people themselves.
The enemies are coming.
That you're telling them.
We got an ammunition. Together, my brethren. Cause together we are strong.
Chop me say.
Let us be like a soldier. And defend like a thunder sound.
I dedicate this one to Montreal. This one is the fucking gangster anthem for life. Toronto, New York City, Jamaica. Yeah. I dedicate this one to Little Thunder. Bad sound. It's a fucking friend. Turn your fucking lighters in the head. Just go and chuck with my machine. Gangster anthem. Little Thunder go rise up them machine. It hurt them head. Drunk on your bone. That's your fit do. Empty the magazine. Now go fling the stone. You did ready and come and send. Montreal man make the gun them roar. It a fit it out we pass and gas. But I'm calling your shots out for the check-in. All the bad sound them. Help me big them up. That me say. Jim Brown, Daddy and Glad him back up Buzzy from Punish Town. Pick up King Turbo sound. From that me say. Willie I got Rose's cool. Oi. Toronto bad sound them. Every creepy to be lane. But I'm calling out to see a different Canada. Dedicate to you. Lick a thunder there. Every bad man. Eh. Martin gone upstairs. Good salute. Who the bad brother LBD for the check-in. Thunder no shed no tears. Run the flag, it's this fast, man. Stop them from a distance. Spiritual tour. Murder comes up, it's already no assistance. Them for no. But say we're now group up. Hey, officer, take this hand, come solve for me. I can't take it anymore. Some sound ready for that. Let me go. Well, Little Thunder, we just kill a sound boy. In them head a gunshot, we a boy. But now you didn't start you, say the fella you go down the station. What the informer? Me little star of the juggling. And I be a big tune in the juggling. I don't play it war. I don't play it. Tell me what you're looking at. They should fade away. Some boy a dream. Make them know. Boom. He left us out the road that's been record. But them far from reality. Some like I'm from way over yonder. Hey. Never worry, call it a thunder, take time and take
over. From up in the bush place of Montreal. You have some sound.
If they say they should fade away, take it on to make them know. Boom, select us out the road that's been record. And them far from reality. Some say that them are done and them are step out. Them far away. Don't go out the road where you will see.
You know something like when ladies them check in tonight. But up Montreal thugs them. But thugs them from New York. Thugs them all around the world. But more play a song for more angel them. Up to little thunder angel them now. War mode.
It was flash at first sight. Not this dark tonight.
But more angel from England there.
Thunder sound was golden. Goosebumps came all over me when I looked into her eyes.
Who are the girl be like Batman selector? Give me them number now. You say you girl.
We're gonna kill yourself tonight.
Walk up and give me a number. Killing machine there.
Kill yourself tonight.
I don't know why them feel like a thunder, you know. Yeah. One time I did run off the mouth, no.
Okay, alright.
Hear me no school shit, than ignorance. Hear me no
shit. On the play by little thunder like this, listen.
So now the medium sound for that. So little thunder, buff gunshot in on the man. Jump on some jump on some bunny, seal red. Eden sunshine.
We have about 1 million left, I'm not afraid for dead. But never kill some pussy.
So buff gunshot in on the man. Jump on some jump on some bunny, seal red.
Make up for that's Coach, and the mighty machine, my boss.
Gun boss boy sing like Mick Jagger. Oh, a gun ugly like 10 Grammy Shabba. Full suit of green pussy, black bank rubber. Invade boy.
But see, some different level we are taking the thing for.
No, we leech every man in the back. Shoot sound a day, we know wait till after dark. Sound boy go and bump like that. I'm in the escalator. Helicopter.
What do I see?
And we bump the bus. No fire, the west.
Tell but don't feel them bad like a steel plate line up them.
Tell them
little thunder them fit tell.
God no.
This murder when I'm not mercy we must not regret. And I feel cap a shot.
I said my uncle for kill somebody.
Tell them bad like them take father edge down to brother.
But up Father G, you know. But up the one of the real sound never check in. But up to one of the whole of the Montreal, the whole of the Canada sound them. Big up to one of the bad sound them. Big up Night Talk sound. Big up to all the real people that check in. And big up to all who fall down of carry news and tell life on people. I see how some people have put some segregation, some people have pushed some like a bad energy like about Toronto against Montreal and them sitting there. Yo, when I go run up back on the mother man, can not serve no purpose around there, you know. When me there around here, I work on nobody fuck around. That me I tell you, look, I'm not a clown. See them Rasta youth, I want to throw a little thunder from what here. Them now play around. Big up Father School, you know. You know, I use set the thing. Some boy I go and let them take the thing for joke thing. You ready, ignorance?
Sick bad! Women tell them out and them for them can't take the take when look at on the app. You hear that? He's a man like Dan Ignorance, large up and school. Yeah, you hear me? He's the father Edgeton and Stamina J. The whole crew. Man like, oh, yeah, yeah, Mr. Q. It goes all the way requested to you and you and you and you and you. I look at
but I'm trying to be in a segregation, you know. Look like the body into some boy I push it up. Don't fall away and take the fuckery.
No, tell you for sound feel them bad like a steel plate line up them chest. Tell them little thunder them fit test. Come this murderer when I'm not mercy. We must not regret. And I feel cap a shot of what we get. Them feel that them bad like them take father edge down to brother. Shoot them in up with them backyard. Well, same place front and them brethren them dead like a dog. Crew jack and they call me water. Them play bigger come and run up them mouth. Come in on the dance bout them some fish a come.
Chubby say.
Shoot that in them face when the dub pop out. Murder we a murder pussy like a crab load. Them still when man.
You see them people that are pushing bad energy.
We murder bumper whole world.
You see them people that are segregation. You see them people there? More about them.
Well, we go and murder them blood clot. Tell them the one your name blood clot. Go back a country, go push your first cat. Tell them all, tell me how your mouth all a so crap. Me say what out and make me come cry.
You know we have Night Talk sound in the building, you know. Bad brother singing P there too.
Tell them a bad man on the bitch.
It's still early.
Tell me about what about
So them all that tell me say you're true to come and tell me how Batman not take better. If you want to take your bed back up.
You have some boy we can't get out of them ratings to them out. Them feel like say them can't kill other sound. Different thing you do with your remote, my youth.
All the ladies, don't wanna make it seems I really don't care. Let them keep on staring at us. Sometimes I think I'm dreaming.
But tell you when I see you like some real man in your life.
See if I'm waking up. Ooh, what I feel, could it be little thunder till the end of time? Pay my heart, only time is your love. Little thunder, you're gonna be the sound they love. You're gonna be the sound they need. You're gonna be the sound they feel. Little thunder, you're gonna be the one to make you see the sunlight. You're gonna be the sound I love. Little thunder, I love you so. You're gonna be the sound I feel.
Some boy over there.
I'm just
Let me tell you this. Some boy you go dead in ya. Little thunder around the place red in ya. Funeral I keep like it's a church in ya.
Fire burn you down.
This one go call the hurt.
Yeah, believe a little thunder.
And I go dead in ya. Little thunder around the place red in ya. Funeral I keep like it's a church in ya.
You see that you got to talk about tech date. But then just in a year about my youth. So clash we are dealing with it.
No fussy whole sound can't test me.
That your friend know.
If them ever test the thunder, you know them.
You know the unruly rasta around here.
We want to kill a whole pants. They must dead and bury. Now if I think for some come test me, you know I told them cemetery. Because I know you. Zoogie zoongie zoongie zoogie zoong zoogie zoong zoong. Zoogie zoongie zoongie zoogie zoong zoogie zoong.
When we fall on the people head earth up enough.
People sound no fussy whole sound can't test.
If the star was in Canada, we would I get right.
If them ever test the thunder, you know
some pussy nervous. Watch my type up.
Like in a whole pan sound. They must dead and bury.
Like some soul man cause them body in the comment section. Them not even up here in them own a garage. When them have a bag of chat round here.
Okay. You don't tell me you think me no know the post so all them no like me. See them all hype up but that still not spite me. Thunder the cut and go through because I love the in my heart. And none of them.
Watch it, watch it.
Thunder me don't know.
Them out of fire burn by your bumper wall. Watch it gunshot them. Watch it fire. Pussy. From 92 we are doing this thing now.
I want to them done ignorance. I want to bust them.
Singing P, I want to them.
Let me tell them something.
Want to them singing P. When them know what that club place up in the night called Montreal. When them hear about that bad sound and them little thunder. Pussy long time, I'm not going like the body, you know. You talk about tech date. Somebody don't want to go with your mother, you shrivel up, your mother shrivel up.
Anyway, we're going to say I'm run the town. Okay.
You did the wrong thing to your mother too often.
I know the post so all them not like me. See them all hype up, but that still not spite me. Thunder the cut and go.
Rock so they fuck around.
And none of them can't stop me. Thunder me don't know the pussy them not like me. So me I go stand up with them people with all me like it. But them know what.
You think we on the bad pan life like someone just start play? Bad sound a road.
Me now watch the place, cause me don't try the case. Tell them stop them, mama them can't help it.
Jungle me sound ignorance. But we show you our class, our style.
We kill sound for toy. Dubbing away and more kill and this.
But tell us a different level of area. What do you hear about? Bad sound from Montreal there.
Sound boy, you are got like 21 duck. They blow the post so sky.
We now pull up. We now haul up.
You district thunder, you don't ask me why.
You know why we survive so long? Why we still there?
Killer sound and we grin and laugh. I double chop up them bumbo clot. Them try to test the little thunder sound. It chop off. Should I never make this sound rats? Scrooge tell you no. Killer sound and we grin and laugh. Them say I'm a bad man. Now we're a true weapon. Little thunder don't apologize to no sound boy. This little thunder make we gunshot your boy.
They not even have half of my energy. Hold them for test me. Different level.
Don't apologize to nobody boy. This little thunder make me judgment your boy.
Yeah, talk say your body. Your body don't know you. Every week we they have on a fire.
Yeah. Everything I put up in a hole. Son boy put up in a hole. Oh, we so cool.
Pussy them.
Everything I put up in a hole, little ton.
But now walk in the cross, kill a grave.
Kill them. Son boy put up in a hole.
Everything I put down in our
What of them? Chop up and put in a bag.
Everything I put down in
That's
our
them make a junk or hug them.
Tell the fuck more. Tell the boy we're freaky. But watch him mother our people.
You me attack.
Nothing from the face of earth we beat me. Me and say.
I don't know get me one of them. We don't shake your own, yeah. 9 to 5 a million sound. Little thunder sound.
Yo, little thunder not climb on call, but if you
me no want a batty man come and type on my life, can you get me cross and blood clot angry?
Up to the time.
Up
to the time.
You just come around.
You know what told them Teflon.
Listen to me, more than enough from what you know. Back right now, listen.
See me up to the time, done ignorance, there's the stamina changing someone to feel like what's getting. See me up to the time and I live the thunder, so we tell them some alkaline.
You have some boy I sell out for the thing. You see them Rasta, yeah? Father's project.
Thunder not climb on call, but if he wear John Paul, Batty me rise one tall, shot if he kill Batty man, me give woman tall, cocky them real and ball pop. See me have them jockey.
You have some son or suck on a sound cock. Forget play upon live. Forget play upon dance. Okay, me think real.
Two party me nan yam soup jockey like them as true party. So if I do it talking me rise up my berry. Rise.
We have some time with them further. We have some time with them. We have some time with them not like here. Ignorance play one more to the box to me.
Rise up my berry. So rise up.
Big up Portmore. Big up one of the guys that fund them.
So they say, kill boy and give them girl the number. Yo, hey, they could turn that in the chew back nicks. Old school kicks, cap and do rag fix. No academics, we be rolling splits. In a 76, little thunder. You always there when the girls call.
What do you know about entertainment, pussy?
Time, so the girl them give you them all. You're there.
What do you know about vibes? Big up Twin Towers. Big up Rootless Savage. You know Saturday night a big bad war.
Yo, hey.
Watch how you roll up on the thunder, here, pussy.
Back nicks, old school kicks, cap and do rag fix. No,
I don't care where you be.
Rolling splits. In a 76.
True upon if you understand for the youth, them nowadays a chance. How I don't know.
To the flex, New Jersey Mets, all the Mets, ignorance, love, ten final games.
Long time you could turn that sound, but we just a step out. I'm here a step out hard. What a step out.
Jersey, jeans and what in a me classic. Old school,
now bring the old school, but this is a new school style. Different style.
Jersey, what conceal the gun in a me pocket. Jersey, bullet two face.
You are them run already, you know.
Means so you kind of precise.
When I go and run scared, maybe so superior want to take me on.
And inside the sun.
Can you look like we're not run, I would have a number because I think we're not bad enough.
I hear the code divide and that me buy me son.
Different level.
A girl a cook like that every day she buy me son.
Ignorance, you know me, I say, remember I see Jah Mikey on the book, you know. I'm kind of get carried away, you know, because I see a lot of little youth at type on the live, you know, and this is true. From what day, some people are running off their mouth because they can group up so that we can get to scope them up easier. They not even know they're easier killing that way. So they might run off their mouth and they might run in. If you don't like over here, don't fall over here. You understand? You don't have more time to go spend with the mother man and do the unruly things them. When you fall over here, type for.
Look at thunder, no see them. All them attack and kill up themselves. And who boots them, they must fill up themselves. Can I send them funny eyes and make them chill up themselves. Little thunder, make them know. For we touch the road, we happy have the matic. Clothes well clean, money in a pocket. And anywhere we go, we say we have to lock it.
Let's see our different level bandits with the pod.
Look when the girl them exotic. Screw in the bulb in a them socket. Scourge, John Frost, done ignorance. Real bad man them.
I said, well, I kill some son, kind of for them a bad man around them son enough.
Funeral. No coffin, no read. Feed them to the crops.
I'm like, next to Satan.
South Central President, Ganguli, look at thunder.
So that's why I want to kill some of them.
Canada, USA.
With them typing finger.
See them. All them attack and kill up themselves. And who boots them, they must fill up
themselves. Jah Mikey, you want to send me a link there? Send me a request. Anything goes on that name now.
How we touch the road,
we think like, oh, welcome to Sound Clash of our host.
Money in a pocket.
Tell enough for the fuck on the truck, you know, because I'm the driver that drink the rum. I mean, cut off the brake.
When the girl them
no inspection for the machine here.
In a them socket.
Run over them.
Ladies, I'm out now. Little thunder them a bad man sound them to know we full of gun. Shut up flow. We full of doves. Them shoulda know. We like the place we say anywhere we go.
Big up to all who can't wait to see the thunder up on the road, you know. We are see where me go out. They all got easy, man. Don't worry. You think so? Tell the sound them from beware, you know.
The place me say.
No son run off them mouth.
Thunder sound.
Look for them style thunder before.
Hey, who know what sound fi dead? Who know say sound fi dead? Sound fi dead. Sound fi dead. Who know say sound fi dead? Little thunder bust them gun, bust a shot in all them head. Sound fi dead. Sound fi dead. Who know say sound fi dead? Sound fi dead. Why you got dead from Jah Frost? Walk up, don't plate them sound like a rifle a clot up. If you know the little thunder sound of the world power. Jah Frost, them rifle a clot, them sound boy they from way out, you know. Boy, pitch from off of the tower. Hey, Dan ignorant, Scourge. Them boy, they can't escape them death, you know. Them think of the ark with Noah. Gangouli, the South Central president, you know.
Show me say.
Big up to
all the fans, you know.
Jamaica, USA.
Yeah, big up to all your sound, man. You know what sound business, I take it too personal.
Hey, who know what sound fi dead?
If you take it personal, I hear business.
Sound fi dead, who know say sound fi dead? Little thunder bust them gun, bust a shot in all them head. Sound fi dead, sound fi dead, who know say sound fi dead? Sound fi dead. Why you got dead from Jah Frost? Walk up, don't plate them sound like a rifle a clot up. Killer sound selector, boy just love it talk enough.
You know, see me alone, I ignorant sound, I go on vibes.
Look how easy
you can imagine if they kill somebody.
He's a dog, he's a crocodile.
I mean, I don't really like you in real life.
Ignorant.
You can imagine what I'm going to tell you, say.
Pick up, park up.
But not even know you. Look how me I cuss you. King of finger. Type it.
Who knows that sound for that? Little message, Jano. None of them pussy them.
We kill a pussy for the life, Dan.
Yeah, yeah, me little thunder sound.
Watch out the jogging.
We no rate them sound.
Jah Mikey there.
We go kill them sound.
Type your finger.
Thunder no rate them. We go kill them.
Type your finger.
Thunder bust out them head. We bust sound boy head.
Trust me, I said, Jano.
Wait.
None of them pussy better than you.
Wait.
Yeah, yeah, me little thunder sound.
Watch out me kill a boy upon the live. When them type your finger.
We go kill them sound.
Let's remember your name. That is so irrelevant to you. You say yo.
We go kill them. Little thunder bust out them head.
We must have idiot head.
Anything rise against little thunder, I'm a fi dead. Pussy dead. Son boy run up, get
caught. Look careful, don't want to feel like thunder, you know.
Tell us them.
Cause bad son, more war games.
Then I work and you want money. So you get up and I watch man things them. Dirty
give me another link that Jah Mikey one. The last one there.
Why them a failure?
Oh.
Them got so girl pussy and make we air back.
Show me say.
Never would I believe. If we never see the receipt.
Ignorance, big up yourself for that.
Them a check.
My boss.
We know.
Look at thunder sound. I just want to know enough ram for the machine, you understand?
No big deal.
Because we're kind of crazy around here. And when I say we're not the fucker no more, you understand? Some boy chat up their mouth. No say the cake big and everybody
have to say ignorant. Me I say Scrooge, me I say Jano, yeah, I'm a vicious. Little thunder sound, steady with the killing. Anywhere we see the enemy, we kill him, oh God. Steady up, yeah, we bring it anyway. In the clash, we a killer sound. No a be a long rifle, we bring up.
Yeah, Rastafari. I mean, Jah Mikey one.
Big
yeah,
up.
man. Yeah, man. For real, respect me, general. So I don't know you can burn some song, man. You don't know a thing going on.
All right,
yeah, man. Pick up everybody upon the live, people. You don't know my thing. Jah Mikey one.
Yeah, check. Me just want to test it. So, yeah, tell me how this sound.
This one is truly exclusive.
Big up all the Empress on the live, all the woman, all the queen. Big up Lico Thunder sound, just put a wicked fire.
Rastaman sound, big up. Ganja man sound.
Test it. Anything goes for the live. I will sound Lico Thunder, make me know what. Listen.
It's a sound that I have heard about that's killing all.
Pick up everybody for their life worldwide.
Jah Mikey one is the sound I heard.
Listen to that rhythm exclusive.
That's killing all other sounds.
Yeah, on the dreamland.
To have this sound in the dance hall would be like a heaven to me.
Yeah, my big up Twin Towers though.
To have Jah Mikey one.
John, I was down. Who wanna gun it up?
lost, kill off all them we gathered that place from Jah Mikey one side.
Yo, big up my brother Drew Keys to Stroll and Pandemic. Exclusive Dreamline.
And surely somebody gonna die.
When you see that song written by the great Jah Bunny Weller, which says salute to Jah Beef on that Instagram live.
This is the original Johnny Dollar Jah Bunny Weller. And there's no champion song.
Big up on the Rasta people and check in. Little Thunder, anything goes every Wednesday on the Rasta Man song there.
Sweat out this song is boring me. And number one is in the air.
We don't call it carry on that trick in Florida, New York.
Music man is here. They get up in this corner.
Yeah, man, salute to the great champion.
And this is how we never fly.
On that line, Thunder.
Jah Mikey wanna the killer sound. And the killer little jump and sound. Jah Mikey wanna the murderer. Come the killer little dibby sound. Jah Mikey wanna the champion sound.
One more from Jabi.
Champion song called Jah Mikey. Pick up a large up there and you was like,
let's just turn up a stone
here and everywhere.
Anything goes, listen.
Yes, mine. I'm one run up your
how you mean?
Boy, acting like
what we tell them, Thunder?
Careful, I'm you going all among some boy. Pretend you someone. I am the conqueror. Conquering man to conquer.
Easy. Big up to all the Jersey Twin Tower family. How you mean Jersey family?
Called Jah Mikey. Pick up a large up there and you was like,
find it, anything goes
everywhere.
I get Jabi for the life.
Yes, mine. I'm one run up your mouth, someone acting like a bit. Careful, I'm you going all among someone, pretending you're a someone. I am the conqueror, conquering man to conquer. Jah Mikey, I'll be murdered.
You know you could turn the bin and know what quarter, I swear. I feel like this song describe this evening. Big up that bad song from Canada, everyone will check in.
Jah Mikey wanna go kill off your rascal. Oh, bumbucker.
I'm so listening right now, I swear.
Jah Mikey wanna go kill a little song.
Tell the bathroom.
I said I came upon this land to guide and teach my fellow men. But one thing I
mean Canada
can't overstand is why they don't love their brothers men. But oh, bumbucker,
I swear, we go live many times.
You want so long?
And the loudest we turn up the sound and then Tuesday, turn way up. So when I stop, turn up the sound. Yeah, yeah. Salute to Father Uroy. Passing God, never forgot it. Big up all the ladies for their life. But we tell them, Thunder.
Jah Mikey wants love. I kill us now.
Our murderers don't
Yeah, my master acting alongside Father Uroy. Listen, anything goes for the life. Yeah, we rep for the legends and Rasta people with passing God. But you know that music forever. All right, Father Uroy, Rasta man.
You know how to play your love.
You can't play no dog. You can't dance no one because I would sing like a Mikey.
Big up the one in Jamaica, catch the fire. But when we turn up on that life, little thunder.
I can't do this, stop yours.
Bumbo clarity, roasting like this here.
Sound guy hat. Roll don't even
open up, stop telling.
It'll be what can you do to stop yourself from the
Big up Father Mary.
We're
going to get rid of them from Harmony House.
Yeah, we wanna know the dance we like to go now. We don't
listen.
Go away, baby, let you play. I can be the rank your play. Don't you be impossible for an idiot sound to survive. That's the reason to be so uptight. Wreck the business in that big fight. Right now you should know Jah Mikey one of the champion sound. What can you do?
But we say we can't wait till this quarantine, till this pandemic is done. You know why?
One back with water, pumping we cool and then living a dance in the lady.
Are you there?
My dance at so
remember to the beat.
Man, the moving at the dance like donkey with. One back with water, pumping we cool and then living a dance in the lady. Them a dance at so funky. Gunshot a bus, the Mikey wanna say. Dance I know it's like a disgrace. You shut about the Mikey one say.
Yeah, man, big up everyone who check it for the life. Big up my brother Anthony B anywhere in the world.
The Mikey one sound. I go to sound.
We're ready for this thing to done.
The Mikey one. One back with water, pumping we cool and then living a dance in the lady. Them a dance at so funky. Make man a moving and the dance like donkey with one.
Rasta Christ and a chicken, I mean, think about the rest of people here.
Them a dance at so funky.
Tell them Bumblebee.
The Mikey wanna say, dance I know it's like a disgrace. If you think I joke, just take a walk in a place. In a corner, we see beers, true beers. If you ever walk near a man, true sleep. Remember, bad man a back on now from your salad. I live in battle, so see on your face. Like from the marijuana.
Never look out for that mixed in Jah Mikey 1% Saturday.
Yes, now we one back we water from.
Pick up little thunder, anything goes each and every Wednesday. When I Wednesday, the IG. Before we got never teachers come reading.
Yeah.
All right, ready, roll. Oh, that's time from Cali.
No one can tell me Jah Mikey kill only them son.
Yeah, but the original scene for 1970, how you mean?
Kill him in the morning. Jah Mikey kill him in the evening. Jah Mikey burn him at night time.
Oh, you see some people that gone for the IT.
Don't gonna kill nobody. Gonna kill nobody.
Them gone live for the IT, but you know what?
You know what thing there, man? No boy just but with them friends up in glory. Not kill nobody. Never make black train fall.
I stole them a cross, nearly could turn down.
I will see how Jamaica wants to.
Not for them a roasting brand for the IT. But in a real life, they would tell one of them.
So I cry. Don't gonna kill nobody. Not kill nobody.
Mr. 46.
Jamaica wants to.
Listen.
No boy just but with them friends up in glory. Not kill nobody. Never make black train fall. The Mikey went from the whining we have fear gun wrong.
Pick up everybody from in a real life.
Yeah, look and just.
You have enough for them lovers, tell them what.
Your mouth to change and to bleed. So one of time when you never go to nothing, then spend a come out, but in a sleep, but to know you are looking at double mouth at the dagger. You shot too much, oh, go the dagger.
Yo, big up Black Love Son and them chicken children, big up yourself. Oakland bodies. You know, put them up pussy in a real life, like we tell them thunder. We said big up with brother Stroder, you see what I like?
Jah Mikey man touchdown. Here, well custom.
Them play the same Japanese. I don't want them side with them. Where we can tell them?
They killing everything. Murder people that we don't feel living. Live for fire and life, we live in the gym. No jump and candy.
We got to hold on shit.
Mikey man son killing our job. Right to the way of life, killing the clock. No yes man.
Why on side badness?
When they the enemy, with the body back. Jah Mikey one dark and got it. I have been now we matic one in the gut pocket. Being get strong with the feet on tonic. War run funny now we will
listen and I really big difference on the listen.
Two fever. Jah Mikey one just two fever.
They play the same set as Skilly.
Two fever. Listen. Jah Mikey one two fever.
Yeah.
Shoot some pussy. We are really about to do 6 months of music.
Them just listen to top 10 songs. None of them songs just do it the same song. Listen how we put song on me. We love shoot people.
Yeah, we love shoot people.
What we tell them to know? Carry madness.
Jah Mikey one shoot people. Jah Mikey one shoot some pussy. We are really about to do 6 months of music. Rifle full them up a bullet skin about no cookie. Jah Mikey shoot your phone, shooting from the middle of fury. Sure, they are missing shooting them on the key a cookie. Them gun play acoustic grenade, them putting us on the navy and the movies and them raise it over.
You think we easier see this stuff from Cali?
Jah Mikey man. Like my cookie. Yeah, them mother try go with the movie. But some pussy Jah Mikey, tell them is like a holy, but holy. Come and shoot it with the rifle movie. Like a cookie, and I hear that.
We do this because we love it.
And you just don't have to want a pussy. Africa, and I look at them finger pussy.
Them get scared.
No, we get them know a holy. Jah Mikey some cool leaver. Yeah, cool leaver. Jah Mikey one love shoot leaver.
They could shoot up their life before we're done. Canada.
Them gonna be Jah Mikey one shoot and no miss. He said,
which was the turn on, ready now, turn down.
Man, I murder them quick. Jah Mikey one song, kill a bag of song, gun cut in a mouth. Now ramp with them at the foot. Jah Mikey one.
Yo, Smiley, big up yourself, original.
Sound a drop a gun. Now we no lose now. Sound like a fuck class and a move out. I will fool you. Jah Mikey one song just shoot you. Jah Mikey one roll out some boom down. He said, big bang,
big up, slow down.
Big bang, big.
One of the last songs where we mix.
Extension, big. Jah Mikey one sound like this. He said, yo, Jah Mikey one sound.
Thunder, you see when we bust you on a Wednesday, not easy around here.
Jah Mikey. Anybody gonna get it? Anybody?
Like we shoot up their life. You're not going yet, remember? You see Smiley when we bust it.
You put up on the men, come on, not up this home. We not get enough, and this shot is that not making no.
Which part?
Now we up and see them, and you know the wrong place. Hey boy, you know the wrong place. Hey boy, you know the wrong place. And they
don't got big up yourself. No people want to know which part of Cali you're there.
Hey boy, you know
if we tell you upon a Wednesday, you know which part?
They come from Ghana. They ain't possible how we break it. We are murder boy, more than seven. Once one is sent to
shoot up their life, killer.
So don't listen. Come from Hammond. Sorry, come them from Hardy. If you me drop down, you know them Hardy. What's one of sleeping up?
Which part, Smiley? We're not easy around here.
So like you are, I know it comes from the depths of hell. We are the class.
Homeless people. You know what for your life? I would not pick it up from the fire and they are trust me not walking and them is because it's only a time. True, them don't know we living on a high floor. I saw me showcase. Oh boy, somebody wants to bust it up. Now, this is the way we come for walking up. Last black up and then there is a bust it up. Now, you see how for them doing that? Oh boy. Oh, them no bad. The fucking piece of shit I don't give a fuck if you're ready to think about that. Fuck you. Ain't nothing to this. We got the click of the chick to watch this. Paris with the fuck of us. Come for the blood. Let's make them. If you so looking, you're my attend the time I want to hold me and put it on. Don't click tower, just the madness. I mean, the way you want the murder, so for them die. Come by you and bust it up. Now, police in the back, we go for machine. We not stop busting. Well, we have that bad song from Cali, so make you know this. I can't afraid of we not afraid of jump on. I can't see them we not afraid of jump on. Look at them like what they say they have. We not just showcase when you see we. I'm a sound killer. Like you want me to the song. I know the road. I know they say that's some great. I'm a sound shooter. Alright, I know me come up with the fire when you replay a hater. I'm a sound. Yo, Nick, you big up yourself. Top chill and roll a cash up. They say that's some great. Yo, big up Tiki Badness. I know. What we tell you to now? Some got some kids on the buckets, Mikey one gonna stick. The one that name kids on the buckets, them some boy they can't this. The one that name kids on the buckets, my gun then you hit. The one that name kids. What type of clip when I Wednesday? Oh, listen. They are 15 clip and 16 clip. This is not 11 clip. This is not 10 clip. A 45 clip. SMG clip. This is 60 clip. This is AK clip. This is chopstick clip. Extension clip. They don't profit in a fire. It's my kids. This is kids man. One day clip. This is the whole of them like a fish. Kids on the bucket. Like you want gonna stick. Yo, Liquid Thunder, pick up yourself, give thanks for that invite. Put you on the last feature, one more in. Keep on the bucket. That's on why the blood spill. This one not done, but we want feature, one more in. The bucket, the one of them, tell your profit. Keep on the bucket. Don't you want to write them will? The one that you keep on the bucket. You know who me I kill? Come listen. The boss man, they kill, say that they kill, they kill, and you wanna get killed. Everybody get killed. So the big of this stuff, we want to play one more rhythm, one more topic on this rhythm, and then, you know, we do give thanks and big up everybody. Remember, every Wednesday on that platform, Liquid Thunder platform, anything goes. Big up Father Jim, I passed through earlier. Big up Abby Dallas. And from earlier, Mr. Big up the Brethren Strodan. Yeah, gone from this earth, but never forgotten. And a member of my sound, Jah Mikey one song, will mix off all the way dubs and make rhythm and play with Shaggy and Sham and Pressure and Common King. So we say, salute to my brother Drew Keys and the family, Debbie Jammy, Fireman, Jackie. And when we talk about Drew Keys, and I said I'm going to play one more rhythm before we're done, a rhythm where Drew Keys build. The same day and build a rhythm with gun and voice, the Capleton part of the rhythm. Me alone have this rhythm because of Drew. Capleton doesn't even have this rhythm, remember. So make me feature this on the lives and then we're gone till next time. You know what's rhythm me and talk Liquid Thunder, you know what's rhythm? You look for that rhythm boom blast, you can't find it. And me alone have to big up Strode and listen. Killing you. Listen, what I like. Somebody take the glass. No, the fire burn. Somebody take the glass. No, we're not showcase, you know what, boy? Listen, I'm going to put down the kitchen. Put down the city. Not even number and have so much pussy. I don't boom blast with him, I swear. When we link profit. I'm asking if I'm after rhythm. I'm not it. Big up Strode and Brother for life. Little Thunder for the life. Them dead. What would tell them?
But now this is it. But the number cannot solve too much pussy. But now this is it. But now this is it.
I want to take profit to this. One take.
But now this is it. But now this is it. But the number cannot solve too much pussy. But now this is it. But now this is it.
For their life. For their life.
Crack out, stack out, clap out, my dog, get out, sat out, flat out, wet out, top out, lap out. This man come on and them top out. But now this is it. But now this is it. But the number cannot solve too much pussy. But now this is it. But now this is it.
No, I listen. Don't play like 45. Tell them profit, shoot. It's not done yet. Little Thunder, they could tell all of them. Jammy, they go fire. Jammy. If them disrespect the man sound they need, I will tell them profit. But we say we time shot. Big up all the ladies, on their life, big up all the ladies, you know I'm there for more.
She got into me and to come to town. She got into me and she eat me out. She got into me and she eat me down.
Big up all the empress, not a woman, not a queen. Carly, think of yourself. First time you hear prophet for them, listen to that though.
You know I just think I'm going to die. She said she on the sunshine. I'm in the one like a broke line. So she called me and the
you see some of them sound from them singing for the IG life. Them think are easy thing in a real life. But when I stop telling them in a real life upon their life.
What's you want to say? Tell that to try. Nothing is to try like a fail and the boy this. Jah Mikey one now make the fans try.
And I shoot up their life.
People know our soul for the door, you don't say the word. Jah Mikey make you look around.
I don't mean Jammy.
Some might be the good day, some might be rare. This Jah Mikey don't know where you know my soul. We know our soul for the door, you don't say the word. Jah Mikey make you look around.
Enough of them think they are a bad sound because they can go live on the IG or Facebook. Them pussy, but them are posting in a real life, I swear. Before this quarantine, we can't put the back of field and prove it. But they are representing right through that pandemic. We see enough of them are posting in a real life. We're not stop telling them. Tell them kill a shoot. You see that stone? Enough of them going right because of the pandemic and quarantine. But we're not stop asking in our real life, Little Thunder.
You know, Jah Mikey one son, a war president, make one pop out a bicycle barrier. Make a son while you left them carry. Gave a robot a serial number.
Yeah, but the boom blast. Feature upon their line. Written by the dance slow down. Tell them to bliss. I
am German logo. Put Pepsi on a gun when you rusty. Push your gun till it has to smell musty. Gave a gear while your telephone carried. I gun but sound boy with a SLR.
You think that alone when I stop? Tell them about his sound.
Yeah, I am Jordan. Jah Mikey